Sam Colquhoun started in the middle. I knew they were going to do that, but that takes away the way he sets them up so well at half-back. So they've thrown a bit more caution in the wind, and they're obviously going to chase the game.
The first quarter for Adrian Bryan. Paul Bonsor, your commentator.
There's the bounce. The elimination finals underway. That was a dead heat. Face Sparks took it out the middle, though. Into attack. And a good mark in defence by McKenzie. Good solid hands by the Norwood defender. Goes to the outer wing. Finds Smart on the chest. Weighing up his options. Goes sideways to Talia. Hone on the mark there. Goes with hands back to McKenzie. So he's running early. He's got a couple of touches. Down towards Stevens. Brady Dorr picked it up on the right boot. It's cut off by Battersby. He uses Stevens again. And Sturt to work this out to the half-forward line. Face Sparks within a good position. Probably should have been paid the mark. Umpire let it go. And down towards Shetton. And Reed. Reed's in there again. Ball was there for Norwood, as was Talia. Gave it back to McKenzie. Bit scrappy early. And the ball's been handballed out of bounds on the outer side wing.
Sort of an open game early. It looks a little bit in slow motion through the binoculars, Gowser.
Yeah, it is. I see Reed's push forward to try and give him a bit of height. But, yeah, Colquhoun, Riley, they're obviously come out Sturt with a mindset of roughing up Norwood. And we just seen that free kick.
Yeah, free kick paid off the ball here. Matt Nunn on Aidan Riley. So an open forward line. Riley, it's about 65 out, looks for the short option. Finds a player in Slimming. Certainly is Slimming. Hasn't seen the sunshine much either. Old Steve, he looks long, down and deep, trying to find a Sturt player. The crummer comes in the front in Hone, but gathered by Johnson. The clearing snap back out to 50. So the battle on, Josh Richards, Ed Smart. Smart taps back to Richards. Handballs over and finds Smart. He dodges, he dives, tries to get the handball away. The crowd yell holding the ball and the umpire pays it. And the free kick going the way of the player in Daniel Pearce, Gowser.
I like the way Sturt have started. It's very one-on-one, but they're really into Norwood at the moment. You can see they've been fired up by Grimer, the coach, and they started really well.
Great tackle from Daniel Pearce. He gave it to Colquhoun. He went across the ground. They work it all the way to the other side, to the double blues. Inside 50 now. The lead is off from Sutcliffe. Did he mark it inside the boundary?
Just missed.
Umpire said no. So we'll have to give it back to McKenzie. McKenzie goes short to Louis Johnson.
We'll see a few of his raking kicks today, Bonds.
One of the best kicks, if not the best kick in the SANFL. Spots up Gerloff.
They've really set up it well behind the ball, Sturt. They're just on their game. You can just tell it's making it hard for Norwood.
So Gerloff down the wing to a pack of players. No one really got possession. Comes to Bampton. He's tackled straight away. Well cut off by Slimming. Ball on the ground again. Players working hard. Bampton's in there again. Well done. Got the handball out. Went in the Pearce direction, but got a bad bounce. Still a bit scrappy here on the outer wing. And punched out of bounds by Edmonds, and we'll have another throw-in on the outer wing.
It's just interesting. I'm watching Face Sparks on Balderstone off the ball, and he has obviously been told to run him everywhere. He's just running to space, trying to get Baldy to follow him, and I think you see Sturt are going to try and go through him a bit.
He's certainly out of his weight division, Face Sparks. So the ball gets thrown in. Balderstone wins a tap to the front. Gerloff claiming he's held. No free kick pay. The ball spills back over the boundary line and taken over by Giorgio. Looks like he's gone to Mark Evans. Interesting matchup. He's a bit rough and tumble. They certainly fired him up, Cows, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. It's a good start. Both sides aren't giving an inch. It's great.
So another throw in. Face Sparks and Balderstone. The two number 18s go at it again. Balderstone wins this time. Taps in front to Kirkwood. Battersby back to Patullo. Gets his kick away. So McKenzie's got the sit at centre half forward. Can't gather. Comes to Sutcliffe. He gets one across on his left and the young fella in ball. Now he leads a player back there in Slimming. He can't gather either. Dodgy handball. The crowd, they're yelling, holding the ball. The umpire, he blows his whistle. Says, I'll have it and throw it up about 30 metres out directly in front of goal.
Just shows you the importance of being clean in a final, boys, doesn't it? The young fella just fumbled a bit, put himself under pressure.
The nerves are there. We've gone 4 minutes in the first quarter of the elimination final. As Norwood have it, Chris Shetton goes short to Smart. He's been the leak man early. It's Gerloff. He's got the runner on the outside. Sammy Balderstone's all alone in the middle of the ground. Missed the target from Gerloff. Don Barry's there to butter up for him. Scrappy kick, and it's cut off by Sam Calhoun. Just has a breather and then kicks it straight to Louis Johnson.
Watch this kick.
So Louis Johnson swings around on the right boot, puts it inside 50, just like Fitz. He set a Bampton, almost took the mark, couldn't quite bring it down. Umpire called play on. Comes to Pearce. He's got Crocker out wide and goes down the line. Battle on here. No one can take the mark. Tulo was there. None there for the Redlegs. He's got 3 Norwood players to beat and does that. Gave it out to Ball. Ball's got it back now. Got support in Dorr. Back to Sammy Balderstone. The left foot dart inside 50 towards the boundary line, and Don Barry takes it over.
Did you see Ball was a bit cleaner then, wasn't he, Gowans?
Yeah, he was, and it's good, the young fella. But it's a good start to the game, isn't it? They're just really seesaw battle, big arm wrestle at the moment. I can just see Faye Sparks, the work he's trying to do. Balderstone being that old sly fox, he's letting him go a bit. So
all the other midfielders working Balderstone over off the ball too. So the tap comes down, goes to Nunn. He turns and snaps over his shoulder, trying to centre the footy. Bampton underneath it, punched by Stephen. Now to Pearce. Tries to clear, goes wider to get Battersby. He threw his head back, claiming high, but advantage play on the way of Calhoun. So he runs outside of 50. Looks for other options. Mackenzie gets across and gets a fist away and goes over the boundary line. Still no score recorded on our Adrian Bryan great service scoreboard. It's just a bit open, a little bit scrappy. One of those good final spring starts, isn't it, Bonds?
Absolutely. Both teams just finding their feet here early. You get the ball thrown on. Dead set centre wing, out of side. No one really won that. Balderstone maybe got it over the back. Bit of a high tackle there from Kirkwood. Straight away into attack the legs. Over the back, holding on Grigg, put it through his arms in the air. Umpire let it go.
It was there, wasn't it?
It was probably there. We saw it. Just he's having a whinge to the umpire now.
If Gowans said it was there, it was there.
Well, he wasn't even looking at the ball harms either. That was clearly a free kick from Grigg. He's just dangerous, isn't he? They get it down there, and that's the way they're trying to attack, is get it as deep as possible to their dangerous players. 7
minutes gone, first quarter, elimination final. In the dangerous spot for Sturt. Norwood into attack. It's about 20 metres out from their goal. And a heap of players just dive on it. Fitzy, see if you can get out of here.
Well, we'll try. Certainly in the dangerous spot. Watch for Barry. Watch for Barry here. Gone to him. Stephen's gone to him. So Faye and Balderstone, the tap from Balderstone takes it out of the ruck. The crowd yell ball. But with the change of the rule, it doesn't count. So have a ball up from the same spot, about 20 out directly in front. So throw it up again. Balderstone, quite dominant, wins a tap. Taps it down to a player in Bampton. He's wrapped up straight away by Stephen Slimming. And it's not moving out of there. Actually, Grigg it was. So straight up again. Balderstone wins another tap. Comes down. Panos overruns it. Barry gets to the back. Turns around. Gives to Nunn. He flicks back wide to Cole Gerloff on his left boot. He snaps and misses to the far side. Ball out on the full. A free kick to be taken by Calhoun.
Well, still no score here on the Adrian Bryan great service scoreboard. We've gone 8 minutes in the elimination final. You're listening to the statewide Super League on 1629 SEN SA. Goes down the line. He's kicked that out on the full. So Louis Johnson will have a bit of a gift here. Swings around onto the right boot. Oh, fantastic kick. Spots up Ed Smart directly in front.
He doesn't miss these.
He's going to kick from about 45 metres as Fitzy just puts the mockers on him straight up.
There's a beautiful kick in there from Louis Johnson. His leg is elite, isn't it? But the thing is, Ed Smart, Sturt are really worried with the Norwood forward line, and they're just pushing numbers too deep, and it just allowed the opening for Smart to lead into.
Ed Smart comes in now and absolutely put the mockers on him, Fitz.
Didn't I ever?
That is a minor score, just to the left-hand side. It's on the Adrian Bryan great service scoreboard. Norwood are one behind. Sturt yet to score.
So Harms looks like he's been trusted with the kick-ins today in the way of Evans. So comes out the centre wing. Big punch from behind comes from Ball. So Ball spills in, comes to Kirkwood, Reid. Now Sumner pushing through. He's wrapped up. Crowd yelling, holding the ball again, and he pays it. Great tackle there by the young fella in Ball. He looks like he's settled. He gives off straight away to find Zach Richards on the left boot. He's got Bampton out leading for him, and Bampton takes the mark 40 metres out on a 45-degree angle. He's got Balderstone short. Nope, he flicks wider in the player in Lewis Johnson. He can wind up on his right boot from 52. Goes bang a shank. Comes in, gathered by Dawson, off the ground and touched over the line. A little bit of excitement, but Daniel Pearce it was got back there. So another minor score on the Adrian Bryant scoreboard.
Geez, Norwood have really gained ascendancy now, hasn't they? They're putting Sturt right under the pump. And Sturt are a bit worried. You can see their midfielder just folding back and leaving Norwood with numbers behind the play.
You can certainly feel that Norwood have gone up a step here. How do the double blues respond? Comes out the back to Mark Evans. Had a bit of a fumble. Oh, Crocker was excellent. Burst through the pack. The ball ends up with Davey. Well done by Rabs Wilson. Got a hand in and intercepted that as well. The crowd weren't holding the ball.
Is it vocal?
They are. It's just a couple of fumbles. Henry Carey was there. Just fumbled, put him under the pressure. And you can just see Norwood have just raised their game around the ball a bit.
Thrown up again. That time Kirkwood got the tap. We'll call that a bad throw. Here comes Davey, left boot. Or his right. Which one? Round the corner. And falls to Richards in the middle of the ground. He's got a runner out wide. It's McKenzie.
Oh, Barry Wider.
It's Talia, sorry. Comes to Dom Barry. Barry now's got a player down the wing. Hits him up. Bit of late contact there. Swings around. Inside 50 for the double blues. Into attack again. Door flew. Couldn't take the mark. Bampton was at the front of the pack. So was Declan Hamilton. The kick towards the front of the goal square. But it's all the double blues. Aidan Riley takes the mark.
Comes across to the pig dog. The former Demon. Aidan Riley. Looks shorter. Finds Calhoun. So he's got it 40 out. He's telling them to clear out. Sturt is probably a little bit better in the contest for mine at the moment. Just even though they're fumbling, just still a little bit better in an undergouser.
Yeah, they are. But you just see Sturt, they get held up here at half-back because their numbers are pushing so hard back.
Well, that's what we said before the game. If Norwood could cut off that short kicking game like what they're trying to do now, so they cross the ground, go further wider, find a player in Stevens.
Norwood have done really well here. They're pushed back, and you can just see their defensive set is really structured up.
So they keep coming back to switch, back to Calhoun, back to Jack Stevens, and they're trying to cut him short. Now they're hitting the player in Kirkwood. This is what they like to do, Sturt, but they haven't really gained any ground. So on the half-back flank for Sturt on the far side of the ground, looking through the binoculars here from the media centre. So Kirkwood looks long, goes down the line. Patullo v Talia. Talia gets a fist in, punches away. Zach Richards, he tries to crumb, runs it over the boundary line. And we'll have a boundary throw in. 12 minutes 28 gone in the first quarter here. SANFL Finals football on 16:29 SEN SA, Adelaide's new home of sport.
So Norwood with just a 2-point margin. The only scores in this first quarter, a tight tussle. And there's going to be a free kick here. It's going to be paid a throw. Aidan Riley claiming that he got a fist to it. Zach Richards doesn't care. And he's going to get a 25 here. That was sloppy work from Greenslade. The mark was about 5 metres back, and Greenslade just come in and caused the 15-metre. So he went wide, did Richards.
Catch him.
Here comes Barry, left boot, little chip. To Rabs Wilson, who takes the mark in the pocket. So Anthony Wilson has it.
Bonds, does he kick or does he run around?
He plays on quickly, runs around and misses.
I was going to ask you, does he kick straight or does he run around? And as I was asking you, he did it.
He would kick probably 8 out of 10 of those, wouldn't he, Wilson? It just shows you the heat that's in the game and just that little bit of pressure of finals footy. But how good was Don Barry there? Just how good would it be to have speed? And he's got it in spades. His excitement machine, him and Wilson, they just look so dangerous, both of them.
Another minor score on the Adrian Bryant scoreboard.
Oh!
Comes out a big screamer there, taken by Sutcliffe. He got up, he was up for an eternity, and now they've paid the 25. He turns around to Brad McKenzie and says, I'm going to put you on a poster, son. And that could be our high flyer flight centre mark of the day. So Sutcliffe looks inside. He was up there for an eternity. He's got altitude sickness, old Sutcliffe. Looks in short to find Pearce. Now Calhoun. And he's going nowhere. Plays on. Comes back to Pearce on his lethal left boot. Looks longer down the line for Battersby and Penfold. Battersby outmarks the youngster in Stephen. Hone calling for it deeper. So is Face Sparks. He's dropping back. Face Sparks backs back. They call for the play. Out comes in. Sidestep. 1-2. Comes from Mark Evans. Check side goal. And Mark Evans kicks the first of the first quarter for Sturt. They're on the board. 1 goal straight, playing Norwood. 3 points on the Adrian Bryant scoreboard. We might go down to Murph shortly, but Gowans, what about that?
Mate, that was all created from Face Sparks. He went back with the flight, created the contest. Mark Evans, he's a quality player, isn't he?
Making a lot of noise, albeit not that many people.
So Sturt 1 goal, Norwood 3 points on the Adrian Bryant scoreboard. Sammy Balderstone takes it out the ruck, gives it to Mitch Grigg with the hands. Inside 50, the chest of Door. Great skills, give it back to Mitch Grigg on the left boot from outside 50. It's off target. And off hands and over the boundary line for a throw-in right next to the behind post.
You just wonder how long it was going to be before Mitch pushed himself into the middle. Straight away, you see the old firm, Balderstone to Grigg on the side. That's sort of what they're after.
Throw in, Door in the ruck. No, and still no one trying to get it out of there. They're in under, can't get the ball out. The umpire comes in, says, give it to me. We're 10 metres out from the Norwood goal. Again, no one wins that tap. Working hard, all players. Bampton's in there. Aidan Riley's in there. Is that a high tackle? Umpire said no. Slimming in the bottom of the pack. And we'll have another ball up.
Inside 50's 9-5, Norwood's way. You can see why. Uncontested tap there. Face Sparks and the snap comes out of the pack, goes over the boundary line. And the umpire signals last touch. Free kick to be taken by Jack Stevens. It's a few we haven't called yet. It's been the main players sort of chipping in between each other. So Stevens looks long down the line. Face Sparks and Reed there. Reed flies in front, can't gather. Comes in front to Hone. Handball goes wide to Battersby. He whacks on his left. Comes inward and great bar taken by Patullo. He was backing back and caught off guard. So Patullo, he's got Evan deep and Colhoun. He's kicked deep. He's gone wide away over the other side of the ground.
Keep going, son.
The player in Crocker, he runs in and misses to the left side and hits the point post. Should have had an open opportunity in Crocker running down that way, had all the space in the world and hit the behind post.
Just the pressure, isn't it? Just the pressure. Crocker had Brady Dorr for speed, and he could have ran that to the goal square, but it's just that pressure perceived or thought of, and he just rushed himself a bit and kicked it out of the full.
So Stevens brought the ball back in, found Gerloff across to McKenzie. They're chipping it around the 50, across to Giorgio. He's got a player far out wider on the far side of the ground through the binoculars in Josh Richards, a tackling machine. He gives inside to Stevens, but he fumbles. The 2 kids. Richards gathers again, comes back to Bampton, flicks back inside to Richards, back to Stevens. They're playing keepy off. So Stevens on that raking left boot he'll be famous for in 2 or 3 years. Looks long down to the forward line. Now Reed gets back for Sturt to gather, and the clearing kick for Sturt comes out. Ball drops a sitter, comes inside the door. He flicks to Declan Hamilton. He's looking long down deep. There's players at the back in Panos. He tries to get there. Barry spoils him. Flicks up the handball to Wilson. Barry on his left boot looks in and shorter end. Smart. He's caught out of position too. Penfold comes in. Punches down to Sumner. Into Hone. Goes further wide. A great tap to now Evans and Penfold right on this centre wing. Nearly need a break here in a second in play zone. Give it over to you, Vons. Penfold. He looks back down the wing. They haven't stopped yet. Where's it coming from? Hone. Punch comes through. Grigg, he come to meet it. Hone didn't want it. Evans, his kick smothered, nearly over the boundary line. Players all pile in. By the whistle, umpire, please. And he still doesn't. They're still scrapping. And now he says, give it to me and a ball up. Bonds, over to you.
Outstanding work there, Fitz.
just going back to Tommy Harms, the contest he made then to create the spoil, he sort of hurt his ankle as he went down, so I'll keep an eye on him. But geez, it's a good start to the game from both teams.
Yeah, it's a great contest early. Players in and under again. Crocker's on the bottom of this pack. And he's been paid holding the ball.
Pulled that one out, didn't he?
Well, that's the first time we've seen that. Redlegs fans loved it. Gave to Giorgio. He goes down the line looking for Dorr. Oh, he took the good mark. Just nudged his player out from underneath at home. Went to Nunn, and Nunn found Bampton inside 50. Good play, Norwood. And Bampton will have a shot from goal. And for Flight Centre, we'll go down to Murph on the boundary line. What do you got for us, Murph?
Gowans will be happy to know that Centrals have all but won the reserves. What are they in elimination final? They're 6 goals up with 10 minutes to go.
Go, doggies.
So Bampton comes in now, crosses 50. Just looks okay off the boot. It's coming back with a leg. It's through. Norwood have their first goal, courtesy of Peter Bampton. And on the Adrian Bryant, great service scoreboard. They go to 1 goal, 3-9. They lead Sturt. 1 goal. We've gone 20 minutes in the first quarter of the elimination final.
Well, that's just the quality of Norwood's young blokes really taking it on the chin. But Nunn created that with a beautiful kick. But Bampton,
Panos, Cole Gerloff, he'll probably go too. Scouts all being here and Matty Nunn. So the ball goes up. No one wins a tap. Panos gets a clean one, comes across to Johnson. Now he looks short to try and find Nunn, takes a good grab under pressure in front of Daniel Pearce. So Nunn, he's got options wider in Balderstone, screaming for it, doesn't use him. Elects to go shorter. Finds a player in Gerloff. Now he loads up. He's got a player leading out for him in the way of Brady Dorr. Great contest. Wilson, he comes to the front and gathers, snaps across the right of his body and goes to kick across the face of goal. Would have been an absolute pearler. And another minor score on the Adrian Bryant scoreboard. Norwood just missing some opportunities, Gowser.
They look dangerous, Norwood. When you got Brady Dorr leading up on Thomas Harms, he's probably given away 15 centimetres. Harms is doing a manful job as well at the moment, but they look dangerous, Norwood.
We mentioned Brady Dorr might be a little bit underdone, but he only has to clunk 3 or 4 big marks, kick a couple of goals. He's going to make a difference in this one.
Correct.
The ball's kicked in outside 50. Sutcliffe flew. Reed claimed the mark, and it came off hands and went out of bounds. Reed still claiming the mark.
He's been good, Dorr, hasn't he? Like he's presented.
Absolutely, yeah. He looks the target up there for sure. Ball about to be thrown in. Balderstone face Sparks. Balderstone over the back to Johnson was classic footy. And Torb, in reverse Torb. Ball rolling, off the ground by Dorr. Dorr puts the finishing touches on a mongrel Torb.
It was beautiful, Bonds. It was. The ruck work from Balderstone, though, just straight over the back into space. Obviously, Louis Johnson had a word in Baldy's ear, but that was beautiful tap work, ruck work. The forward line was open, and how, as a forward, would you love to work in that kind of space?
29ers to bring you the footy. So the ball back in the centre of the ground. They're just waiting for Channel 7. Don't worry about them, says Gowser. Port ones are in here. Soda's up there doing the footy, doing a good job. Might have had a soda with him yesterday, Gowser. The ball goes up. Just a couple. So Riley, the former Demon, he gets the clearance down. He kicks forward, finds a player, flicks wide to Hone. Hone runs in from 30 out and kicks a goal. And Sturt get the quick reply. Sturt kicked their second, 23-46 gone in the first quarter. They get their second on the Adrian Bryant run service scoreboard. What quick hands, and Joshy Hone was doing what he does best, Gowser. Mate,
that was a beautiful finish from Hone. He's a quality footballer. But the hands from Greenslade, it just goes to show you when you win that centre square, how dangerous you look.
We're back in the middle. Balderstone and Faye Sparks. Balderstone won this one again. Riley was there. Tackled straight away by Josh Richards.
Just quickly, Bond, Sam Calhoun already amassed 13 touches in the first quarter. Cole Gerloff 9. You just see accumulators getting it done again.
Oh, he got it again there, and he put it on his left boot inside 50. Too late. Almost took the mark. Couldn't quite. Just tapped it with his foot. Went in the direction of Hamilton for Norwood. Stolen by Riley. Stolen back again. This is a hot contest.
Knocked his teammate out. Shirt fronted him.
Mitch Griggs there, so is Sumner. Sumner did well. Got the handball back, but missed the target. Oh, great tackle from Aidan Riley. This is tough, hard footy, ladies and gentlemen.
This is what footy's about, isn't it? You love it. Both teams are cracking in and it's actually going harder. I love it.
What a hit. So 55 metres out, we'll have another ball up after he just got crunched. Hamilton tried to get the kick away. Smother came in, incorrect disposal, ball in there. He's wrapped up by Aidan Riley.
He's a man possessed, Riley, isn't he? He's got to cross the boot then. He's lifted his intensity in his game, and you can see he's got a blood rule here. I reckon he copped a foot to the head when he smothered that. He's really raised the intensity, and you can see the Sturt boys have lifted off it.
He's really opened him up. We'll get down to Steve Murphy on the boundary line for Flight Centre to give us a look at that shortly. He's walking off. It looks like the top of his head. You down there, Murph?
Yes, mate, just above his left eye.
His missus won't like that either. Probably got a ring finger and a scar on the forehead.
It's a bad night for the Sturt missuses.
I reckon it actually improved, Pig Dog. He'd love that. He'd wear that as a badge of honour.
Absolutely.
And he won't rub the blood off either. Keep it on there, mate.
So back 55 out, the ball up. The number 18s go at it again. Balderstone, one convincingly. Comes down to Battersby, manhandled by Grigg. Goes back to Kirkwood. He gets a snap away. Evans sat under it. Spoiled by Giorgio. Now Penfold. He gets a spin. Flicks one at a Crocker. Back to Mark Evans, and he's wrapped up in a great tackle by Zach Richards. The umpire says, give it to me, we'll have a ball up. Right on the statewide super sign. And in the depths of the first quarter, 26 minutes 45 gone, Paul.
Balderstone faced Sparks. Balderstone won it. Battersby stole it. Gave it back to Pearce. Here's Penfold now. Left boot. Looking for Reid. And great work in defence by McKenzie as he punched it over the line. We've gone 27 minutes in the first quarter of the elimination final. This is SEN SA 1629 or live on the SEN app. Crystal clear as always. Ball thrown in. This time Dorr into the ruck. Kirkwood had front position. Richards comes to Penfold to Sturt now. Back to Sam Calhoun. Inside 50. Dangerous spot. It bounces. Misses all players. Sturt defence holding up. Norwood defence holding up well. Talia gave it back. Running well. And the Norwood defence. The kick out towards Smart on the outer wing. Scott Wilson there, but a great tackle.
Carey.
From Carey. And they've turned it over. Carey will take the relieving kick.
Carey with a good run down. Doesn't get run down too often, Ed Smart. This is the game they like. Sturt, he's looked inboard shorter to Kirkwood. So Balderstone having a rest, Brody Dorr standing the mark. 28 minutes gone, first quarter. So Kirkwood looks long down the line. Pack of players forming. Player in the front there, Patullo. He can't mark. Ballspill's having a boundary line. We'll have another boundary throw in. Can you see any work that's been done down there, Murph? Go down to Murph on the boundary for Flight Centre?
Yes, mate. I think half the bandage supply of South Australia is being used on his head as we speak. He's getting a fair wrap around, but he should be fine by the looks of things.
It's a big head.
True.
They call him Pig Dog for a reason. So Lewis Johnson in the ruck with Faye Sparks. Touchdown in front, ball wrapped up again. It's good finals footy, Gowser. It's tough, it's hard, it's the way you played your whole career.
You love finals footy, don't you? How good is it? And the crowd's into it as well. And Sturt have really responded, haven't they? Around the contest, they've lifted their work rate. So
the clearance comes from Norwood, crossing the centre of the ground to Declan Hamilton. He's got a runner in the middle in Shenton, who's had a haircut, so he's hard to pick up. And the siren goes here in the first quarter. Norwood, 2 goals, 4-16 lead Sturt, 2 straight 12 on the Adrian Bryan. Great service, scoreboard. Adrian Bryan, your experience is our priority. What a quarter of football we've seen, fellas.
Absolutely fantastic way to start the finals. The SANFL Statewide Super League Finals here on 1629 SEN SA. Let's have a short break and we'll be back.
You're listening to SEN SA's coverage of the 2019 SANFL Statewide Super League.
Welcome back to Adelaide Oval. Elimination final, Sturt versus Norwood. Paul Bonsor, Miles Pfitzner, Chris Gowans and Steve Murphy down on the boundary.
Balfour's Australia's oldest bakery. Balfour's in footy, the perfect match. Norwood, 2 goals, 4-16, leading Sturt 2 goals. Your commentator, Paul Bonsor.
So Mitch Grigg into the middle with Calhoun. Nunn's in there for Norwood as well. And Gerloff. As the umpire holds the ball aloft, elimination final. Adelaide Oval, Balderstone. Faye Sparks won this down. Got almost to Riley, but well done by Nunn.
He's away here.
Has a bounce, has a second. Inside 50. Over the head of Dorr, looking for Wilson over his head as well. Stevens is there for Sturt. Stolen by Wilson. On the right boot, around the corner. And offline. Got us all excited for no reason, Raps. And out of bounds on the full. So early charge from Norwood. They attacked for about a 10-minute period in that first quarter. Only put a few behinds on the scoreboard. Sturt have it now in their back line. It's with their ball getter, Kirkwood. In the fluoro line boots. Outer wing. Balderstone direction. And Lewis Johnston's there at the front of the pack. Takes the mark.
So Lewis Johnston is out on centre wing. Not much movement in the forward line, but he's certainly a raking right boot. So he looks inside to find Shorter. Smart got away. Big spoil comes over the top of the way. Crocker. He gutters again. Tries to break the tackle. Rocked up by Don Barry. He tried to get through. The umpire bends down, says holding the ball. And Don Barry's going to have a shot 40 metres out, almost directly in front. And Norwood looked to get on the scoreboard early with a great tackle on Crocker.
He probably did himself in then, Crocker. It's one of those calls, isn't it? It could have been paid, it couldn't be paid. But if they're paid that, they're going to have to be consistent with it. he probably did take him on. I don't know, maybe a bit stiff on him, but Don Barry is a good finisher in him, Fitzy.
Oh, he certainly is. Don Barry, a bit like Mark Evans. He needs goals early for his confidence. He runs in, kicks. The umpire moves to his left a little bit, signals a minor score. So the first score on Balfour's Australia's oldest bakery scoreboard, a minor score, goes to Norwood. 2 goals, 5-17, leading Sturt. 2 goals straight, 12. 2 minutes gone, first quarter.
Mark Evans got it at the back of the pack. Good chain of handballs, but the last one just missed the target. Battersby's there to mop up. Back to Calhoun. Got leather poisoning today, although that's not his best effort. Goes out on the full. And Giorgio, in fact, will throw it back.
Haircut.
Shenton.
That's him. He's had the haircut, Bonds.
That's him. If you don't recognise him, that is Cam Shenton, ladies and gentlemen, if you're here at the ground listening. In 16:29. Well, it just takes on Penfold. Runs around him. He's got the runner in Talia on the right boot. Down the wing. Panos was in front, couldn't take the mark. Gerlock in support. Back to Panos, back to Gerlock. Nice work, the legs. Inside to Grigg. Left boot towards goal. Is going to bounce through for a great goal. Mitch Grigg, you're a star.
What a finish, what a finish. That's quality, that's class. That you can tell he loves this ground. And Mitch Grigg, he's been very quiet. That's probably his 3rd touch for the game, but he doesn't need many opportunities. He's just stabbed that from outside 50, about 52 metres on the boundary line, and put that straight through the middle.
That's actually where he kicked his last in the grand final. A bit warm down there?
Actually, not too bad, because the sun's kind of disappeared at the moment behind the clouds. Starting on the bench, though, at that quarter, John Greenslade for Sturt, although he's now come on for Riley. Also on the bench, Byron Sumner and Jake Sutcliffe.
So the tap came down, went to Nunn, the clearance, kicking the forward line at Barry. He couldn't gather. So now deep in Norwood's forward pocket, a bit scrappy. Panos couldn't get him top of there either. So they have a ball up, about 25 metres out on a 45-degree angle. Still excited after that Mitch Grigg bomb. So Balderstone back against Face Sparks. Face Sparks probably got the better of it. Comes down to Panos. Handball over the top of his head. Comes down to the player in Declan Hamilton, and he kicks a goal. And what quick hands by Matt Panos. Norwood kicked their 4th. They got a 4-5-29 on the Balfour's Australia's oldest bakery scoreboard. What about the hands on the replay on this from Matt Panos?
Well, it was beautiful hands from Panos. That's just awareness, isn't it? And Hamilton is a noted goal kicker. You've got to really be on him, which Kirkwood was, but that's just a great finish. Team
Great
footy.
goal. Declan Hamilton, thanks to his mate, Matty Panos. Bounces a bit of a shocker. Umpire let it go, though. Comes out to Nunn. Oh, a bit of a shank off his left boot. Just at half forward now. Players all over the top of the ball. Sumner's in there. Gave it to Crocker. Good hands. Tried to burst his way through. There was the first gamer.
Parker Bors.
Joel Parker Bors playing his first gamer. We might just call him the hyphen.
Two dads.
It's a lot easier. Be thrown in again. Handy lead to Norwood, second quarter. They've got our way early here. Umpire's seen a free kick. It's going the way of Face Sparks of Sturt.
So Face Sparks at half back gets one away on Balderstone, throwing his weight around. Calhoun's got a 15 touches, mind you. Cole Gerlock 11. So Face Sparks looks down the wing. Players fly. Patullo there. Greenslade comes across the front, takes it over the boundary line. We'll have another boundary throw in. Gowans, just a bit of a nothing kick for them just down the line for Sturt. They didn't have that short option.
Well, that's it, and that's due to Norwood's defence. They're really set up. Their structure is good, and Sturt are probably trying to take a bit of the heat out of the game and just trying to reassess and start again, get some ground position.
So looking dangerous. So Face Sparks taps in front. Johnson, he can't gather. Kirkwood oversteps it. Back to Balderstone. Handballs inside to find Shep. He goes over to Barry. He has one bounce. Barry running. Johnson in support. Runs on his left boot. He's got Wilson running for him into an open goal sweat. Wilson on the toe kicks the goal at Norwood. It's Port Adelaide. 5 goals by 35 and they're away.
Real dangerous, and it was a great finish from Wilson, wasn't it?
Well, always is a great finisher. Anthony Wilson. And Norwood with that little break. Just too quick for his opponent.
Well, I don't think Sturt have had an inside 50 yet. In fact, I don't think it's past their half-forward line. Here we go again.
Balderstone grabbed it out the ruck, went forward again. Oh, good mark in front to Don Barry. Plays on quickly, swings onto the left boot, looks for Bampton. Just beat him on the half volley. And over the boundary line, Stevens Just made sure it went over.
He's come alive, Barry, in the last sort of 5 minutes.
He has. Well, he's a dangerous player, and they've got him all over the ground. That they only need 5 minutes, and they can turn a game.
Thrown in. Balderstone and face Sparks. Down to Kirkwood. He's got support in the hyphen. Goes wide to Slimming. Slimming picks the ball up. Goes long down the wing. Reed's there for Sturt. Shetton for Norwood. Reed won it. Tackled straight away by Richards. Good tackle. Turned it over. Back to Shetton. Richards got up. Zach Richards, that is. Went short. Couldn't quite hit the target. In Louis Johnson, the ball's gone off his hands and out of bounds for a throw-in.
Jeez, that was an important tackle by Zach Richards. Then Sturt were away. They had home streaming forward, and yeah, it was a great tackle. And that's just Norwood are on top of the ground at the moment, aren't they?
We'll just head down to the boundary line for Flight Centre again. The high flyer and Murph on the boundary line. They're rolling the interchanges down there, Murph?
Well, there's been a fair few, actually, and I like what Chris said about Norwood looking dangerous. I saw them firsthand last week against West Adelaide. They were great for the first 20 minutes, and then, of course, I think West Adelaide dominated for the rest of the game. So they'll be more than pleased that they're continuing to dominate so far in this game.
So Aiden Riley comes back in and looks short to Colquhoun, who's just amassing them. He's got Penfold wide up. Made him earn it. He's taken the mark, got the fluoro boots, a long blonde hair. Can't miss him. You've got to be able to play when you have that, don't you, Gowser?
Well, yeah, I always tried wearing the black, but that's the new white, isn't it?
It certainly is. He turns inside to Harms. He looks long and deep. He had Reed there. Now Shenton at the back. Handballs over the top to Richards. Good smother by the way of Evans. Sutcliffe, he goes with the outside of the boot with the check side across the face. Brad McKenzie can't mark. Run down by the player in Colquhoun. The ball's tapped over the boundary line. Probably got away with their one, Norwood. 2 goals straight, 12. Sturt trail Norwood 5-5-35 on the Balfour scoreboard. 10 minutes gone, second quarter. So a boundary throw in the pocket for Sturt. Balderstone again, taps in front. Johnson unmarked, gets away on his left boot. So he's got Reed, a big pack of players. Patullo over the top. Bampton in there. He gets a hand free, gives to Stevens. Draft prospect, he's wrapped up. The umpire runs in, blows his whistle, says we'll have a ball up. Gowser just starting to slow down a little bit after that hectic first line.
Well, they are, and this is what Sturt need to do, is just try and get some ascendancy around the contest, which I think they've put Riley on the ball. Kirkwood's trying to find a bit more, just trying to take a bit out of the game.
So the kick out of the pack was from Crocker. He kicked it straight out of bounds. And Louis Johnson will take the relieving free kick for Norwood. He's on the cross of the 50 in his defence. He goes short. Running now, Norwood. Comes to Stevens. Tried to handball back to Forster. Here's Barry now. Had the runner in Gerloff. Just had to stop and prop. The handball just wasn't quite there. Over the top to Ball. And Ball's handballs missed the target. Daniel Pearce tackled straight away. Well done, Ball. He came back. Tried to correct his mistake. Into Richards. Josh Richards inside 50 now. Out the back to Barry. He's around the corner on the left boot. Another one to Norwood. They are on fire.
It's hard to stop, isn't it, Bonds? It's a good call. Dom Barry, he's just so exciting when he gets forward to the footy. They can't keep up with him. I watched his run. He started that at the centre of the ground, and they just couldn't go. It was Daniel Pearce trying to chase him.
And we're seeing some match unfold here today. So back in the centre of the ground, Reed in this time, v. Balderstone. Battersby and Colquhoun in there, and Coe and Riley. So Balderstone, left-handed tap, comes out to Riley. He's got some open space, looks over his shoulder. He's got leading players deeper in Evans. Might have been held by Giorgio. Place on a free kick. Sutcliffe kicks outside to Greenslade. He wheels around on his left boot. He's got home deeper. Giorgio gets a punch in. Evans, he plays for the free kick again. And Penfold. The umpire says, no, I'm not falling for it. The Oscars are later in the year, son. I'm going to have a ball up 3 metres out from the goal line, but he's certainly put a couple.
Free kick.
Well, maybe
that should have been a free kick. Giorgio hold him, but he got away with that one.
He certainly did. Anyway, the ball comes out after the ball up. I certainly thought he put it on.
Sturt have really got to respond like they did in the first quarter. Try and start winning around the stoppages.
So Grigg and Riley going at it as the ball's thrown in. Reed into the ruck now. And he got a free kick here. In fact, it's going to Mitch Grigg. That battle with Battersby. Just pushed Mitch Grigg to the ground. So he'll take the free kick on the wing. Left boot, looking for Hamilton. Finds him, good hands. Hamilton plays on quickly. He's got Wilson on the lead, hits him on the chest. Eldon, room service at Rabs Wilson.
The old FedEx delivery lace out, wasn't it, Gowser?
Mate, Declan Hamilton, his skills, even when he was coming through, you can tell he's the nephew of both Andrew and Darren Fudd-Jarman. But if you're a full forward like Wilson leading out, they could not get any better delivery.
So he's going to kick from 30, 35 maybe, straight in front, lays back. He likes it straight away. Starts the war dance. And Norwood, they go to 7 goals, 5-47. Lead here, Sturt, 2 goals, 1-13 on the Balfours, Australia's oldest bakery scoreboard. We've gone 14 minutes in the second term for the elimination final.
And they lead Sturt by some margin. So back in the centre of the ground, Balderstone's having a rest. Door in there now, and Riley, he's getting going. Missed the handball, flicked out to Richards. So Barry looks back to find the other Richards in Zach. So he looks deeper. Wilson and Bampton pushed under it. Comes inside to Colquhoun, who's just amassing them.
Got his own footy, hasn't
Have to get an ambulance. He'll have leather poisoning by the time he finishes the game. He looks up the line for Patullo. Touched off hands up by a court. He sat on it. Comes out to Greenslade. Flick wider to Sumner. He overran it too. Back to Richards. Back to Barry. No, and now Richards gets a free kick for holding the ball. So back to Zach Richards, the older brother. He looks across the ground. It's opened up for Lewis Johnson. He's got players deeper here in Smart. Gives to Giorgio. Comes down to Smart. He's got Bampton leading for him deep in the pocket. Also Declan Hamilton, and he's marked it just inside. The boundary line has Cole Gerloff. Cole Gerloff it is. He's got those thick thighs, Cole. The AFL scouts are here. And he's going to kick from right on the boundary line at about 40 metres, Bonds.
Yeah, 41.
41 or 2. So Gerloff coming in for Norwood, 6th for the quarter. He kicks, it looks okay off the boot, fading right. The big pack of players form. The punch comes down. Bampton scrapping, Sturt in on top, trying to wrestle it over the behind line. We'll have a ball up. That's about 1 metre out from the behind line, right in front of Norwood's goal.
Thrown up, not through. They're trying to get it through, the double blues, and eventually they do. Sammy Colquhoun does the job. So the double blues trying to reset. 7-5 to 2-1. Norwood lead on the Balfours scoreboard. Arms straight down the middle, looking to attack. Evans is there in front of Giorgio. Pulls the back to Shenton. Got the handball over to Stevens. Ooh. The handball coughed up though. Comes to Reid, but he kicks it forward. No one home. The only player back there is Mackenzie of Norwood. It's rolled all the way back to the goal square. He picks it up now and goes short to Hamilton. In fact, it's Forster. That time I pick up the binoculars. Giorgio in the back pocket has it. Got it from Forster. Down the wing, looking for Richards, and it's off hands and over the boundary line for a throw-in. Chris, what does Sturt need to do now to try and get back into this contest?
Well, they're a bit rattled at the moment, aren't they, Bonds? You can just see their structures falling away. They've got no one forward to the footy. They're really in damage control, trying to push numbers back, and that's it. They've probably got to stay a bit more balanced forward, give them an option. You see how well they're set up, Norwood behind the ball. Mackenzie, all their backmen are just really in their structures. They're set up real well as Sturt actually winning this ball around the contest.
The boundary throwing comes in. Now Colquhoun, he runs into 50, tried to give the shimmy, looks outside to find Sumner. He runs around on his left boot, and Sturt, they're 1 out, and he kicks a goal and gets a reply. And the Sturt fans cheer. They kick their third. 3 goals, 1-19. They still trail Norwood 7-6-48 on the Balfours, Australia's oldest bakery, Balfours and footy, the perfect match scoreboard. You look like a big Colquhoun. He flicked over to Sumner, and he ran in on the left boot and said, "Thank you very much, mother, for the rabbits. I'm slotting this one."
What about the finish? And that's what they really need.
So whatever they said is not working really so far, but maybe they'll have a long chat at halftime as well.
So Battersby took it out in the middle. They're going to get the clearance here, Sturt. Handball back was dangerous. Battersby again. He's got runners on the outside. Comes to Penfold. Penfold short down the line. Good mark, Evans. Played on quickly, gave it to Kirkwood, just outside 50 to the goal square. Sutcliffe can't take the mark. Spoilt by Mackenzie over the line, but an attacking foray from Sturt as they tried to bridge this margin.
Battersby, these are the names that need to drag him back into the contest. And it's Battersby, it's Kirkwood. They've been down. Riley as well. He had his intensity in the first quarter, but this is the second quarter. Midfield has been beaten, bar Colquhoun, and they're trying. You can see they're trying to lift the Sturt team.
So a chance to hit the scoreboard again here, Sturt, as the ball's thrown in. Pachulo got it to the centre. Smart did well for Norwood. Penfold dived in over the top. And the umpire's going to cross himself. And we'll have a ball up.
Just a quick stats update for you, Bond. Sam Colquhoun, 19. Cole Gerloff, 14. Don Barry, 13. Lewis Johnson, 13. Cam Shenton, 11. And it's a long way down to see Battersby there with 9. As the ball gets thrown up to Kirkwood, here's a shot on goal. Another minor score. 3 goals, 2-20. Sturt trail Norwood, 7-6. 48 on the Balfour scoreboard. So McKenzie to bring the ball back in. Raking kick on the far side of the ground. He's got Barry, and they've got the overlap here too. Now Grigg, he's on long. He chips over his shoulder, and the kick is not great. Cut off by the player.
It was just Barry, all he had to do was put it in front of Grigg then. They were away. They were away. It just didn't put it to his advantage then. But, geez, they look dangerous, Norwood.
And the hyphen, Parker Borsey cut it off. And then Grigg walked over the mark and got a 25. So he looks in shorter to Stephen. Stephen now looks long, down and deep. Suddenly by the back. He flies it paid. And it's another contender for the Flight Centre South Australia high flyer marker today. Flight Centre best in the air and everywhere, and Sutcliffe has certainly been the best in the air today.
Beautiful mark. Good hands, sticky. Really needs to go back and kick. To kick this is an understatement, isn't it? He needs to kick this to keep Sturt in the game.
It's a must-kick goal. Sutcliffe, it's his second hanger for the day. He was 5 deep. Not that greater elevation, but he was 5 deep and took it. He's got the tattoos. He's rolled in the wet comic book, old Jakey Sutcliffe. So he comes in, 35 out directly in front. A must-kick for Sturt to stay in the game. He goes bang off his left boot. Goal umpire moves a little bit to his right. Sturt kick another. 4 goals, 2-26. Sturt trailed Norwood 7-6, 48. A slight comeback. And the scoreboard in this quarter next to Balfour's, Australia's oldest bakery, Balfour's and footy, the perfect match.
Look, there's no rocket science to it. They got the ball in there quickly, Sturt, to a contested mark. Which...
The finishing touches. Face Sparks, Balderstone. Middle of Adelaide Oval. Good crowd in now. See this one. Dead heat, we'll call that. And Riley's in there. He's got support from Pearce. Runner out wide is Crocker. Just stops the steps. Goes down to centre half forward. Mark Evans almost got it off the hands of Shenton. Still working hard, the Double Blues. There's a bit of fight about them now. They're getting their hands to the ball first. And they're going to get a free kick here because of that.
Should have got one before with Shenton dropping it.
It's Penfold. He's a true centre half forward. He'll go inside 50. Sutcliffe on the lead, almost grabbed it again. Fell to Greenslade. And we'll have another ball up.
Balderstone coming over. Reed's going to go there to match him at the stoppage. So danger here for Norwood. Balderstone taps down, finds Riley. He tries to shrug one. Back to Reed. He looks back further and wider to find the hyphen. He has a shot on goal. The umpire moves to his left and just misses for a minor score. He could have kicked one, Parker Bors, but he didn't. 4 goals, 3-27. Sturt trail Norwood 7-6, 48. 24 minutes gone. Second quarter on the Balfour scoreboard. So McKenzie's brought the ball back in. Found a player shorter there in Zach Richards. He's working hard. Got no option, but elects to kick down the line. Play to fly be Cole Gerloff. Might have caught one in the back there too. So Gerloff, right in the darkness of the second quarter. Looks like he's trying to take a little bit of time off the clock here. Barry appears for him short, doesn't use him. Now finds a player in Smart, great kick. So Ed Smart, the veteran, takes a mark on centre wing. Grigg presents short, he's got Stevens. Ball an option on the far side of the ground, but he plays a line again. Now door being held, players come across the front. The player comes across in face, Sparks, and takes the intercept mark, and Sturt are now away. So he elects short to Colquhoun. This is what they like doing, isn't it, Gowser? Using those short kicks and possessing the football.
Yeah, they are. And trying to probably take a bit of the heat out of the game, but, you know, they just do not need another goal kicked against them at the moment, so I can understand why they're trying to take the heat out.
Oh, so Sumner didn't know what to do, ended up running around Door. That left boot now just put it out into space. The race is on. Tommy Reed won the race. did well. Gave it back to Davey. He goes inside. Daniel Pearce, left boot, inside 50. He's got Sutcliffe, backing back, takes the mark. It's a lovely kick from Daniel Pearce. Had to be spot on, had the Norwood defenders running back.
That contest that Tommy Reid and Declan Hamilton there, he had to put it in. He did, the big fella. He put the big ones in and actually created the look for Sturt that they've got now. Sutcliffe looks dangerous at the moment. You just want to get the ball in there. I can understand the Sturt hitting the small kicks up, but they look dangerous when they get it in there quick.
So to close the margin again, Jake Sutcliffe kicks from about 48 metres, tight angle, and it's too tight. Misses to the skinny side. So Sturt go to 4 goals for 28. They're trailing Norwood 7-6, 48, 20-point margin on the Balfour's Australia's oldest bakery scoreboard. Ball back in play. Mark going back with the play. Pachulo. The two ruckmen were battling, and he just came back with a plate on straight away. Don't know if that was the best option. Ends up with Kirkwood. Gave it back to Penfold. Right foot snap at goal. It's going to land in the pocket. 2 against 1 here for Norwood. And the ball just hit the ground and rolled out of bounds. Slimming took it over. We'll have a throw in the pocket for Sturt.
Geez, Mark Evans is dangerous then. You can just see how wary the Norwood defenders are. The forced didn't even look at the ball. He probably could have even, he was up there for a free hit, but they just got to watch the footy.
So the throw in, Reid and Balderstone. Reid gets it down this time. Kirkwood can't gather. Ball gets tackled. Riley now flicks a handball out wider to find Colquhoun. Now Mark Evans comes across. He tries to get a snap away and tackled by Josh Richards. That's why he's picked in the side, the tackling machine, Joshy Richards, to be tackled number 4 or 5 for the quarter, I would have thought. Oh, dangerous. So he goes back to cross goal and finds a player in Johnson. Umpire calls a man on the mark back. Goes further wider to a player in Shenton, and he comes back in the centre of the ground to find a dual McGarry medalist in Grigg. So he comes across wider to find Wilson. Gerloff here, flicks a handball across in top. Barry come in. Penfold, he can't gather. Steps in underneath. Gerloff threw him and absolutely slung him into the ground. Now Carey, he looks inside, a player running in Stevens. He shrugs once. Hands are still free. Gives the kick away, looks shorter up the ground to try and find a player in Riley. Punch comes out. Exciting football here by Sturt. They're pressing. Now the football back to none. Norwood on the counter-attack. Balderstone, long left boot. He's got Barry and Wilson. The runners are working. Now Barry, can he get a tap away? Great defence running back. By the player in Harms, I think it is. Gets the punch in. Stopping Don Barry and Anthony Wilson, and that could have spelled absolute trouble for the Double Blues.
It was Faye Sparks. That was the great work rate from the young fella. Balderstone only obviously had the ball, but he really saved them there.
So deep into this second quarter, in the shadows of half-time. It's Sturt again. They're trying to win the footy. Get it forward. Oh, fantastic mark. There's a contender for the high flyer. Flight centre mark of the day from Pachulo. He works it quickly to Battersby. Time running out. Battersby goes long. All by himself is Trocker. Takes the mark. Just 15 metres out from goal. Kirkwood wants to show the geese over the top, but Crocker will go back to the right thing. And he'll kick from a slight angle, basically straight in front, 30 metres out.
What a great grab from Pachulo there, Bonsor. It was running back with the flight. His last 3 efforts have been nothing short of courageous. It's just flat out, beautiful hands. Crocker, we say an understatement again, he needs to kick this for Sturt.
Comes in, looks good off the boot, he claps his hands, it's all good. They close the margin again. The Double Blues, they go to 5 goals for. Norwood are 7 goals 6. Back to a 14-point margin here on the Balfour's Australia's oldest bakery scoreboard.
Pachulo said to Sutcliffe, you're not best in the air and you're not everywhere thanks to flight centre. You want to run back with a flight and take one. That's just courage, isn't it? Run back and take one like that, Gowans.
What about the character Sturt have shown? They were really on the mat, weren't they? And just to fight back it, and they're back in the game. It's great for us as well as commentators, but how good's the contest been?
So Faye Sparks, the other hyphen, back in the centre with Balderstone. Faye Sparks, he gets a tap this time, overrun. Now Colquhoun, he gets it. He's had an absolute stack of the footy, looks deep down to find Sutcliffe. One-on-one with Giorgio. Giorgio gets a fist in. Kirkwood overruns it, comes back and gathers and tackled again.
God,
and then played a free kick. That's a terrible free kick.
Terrible free kick.
Just while we've got a second, we're going to go downstairs to Flight Centre, the high fly down to Murph downstairs. What have you got for us, Murph?
Yes, Bonds, you mentioned the amount of interchanges, 28 for Sturt so far and 31 for Norwood, and we're not even at half-time yet, so plenty of changes.
Terrible free kick, according to Chris Gowans. You heard him on the mic, and apologies if anything came through the mic there. Listening to SANFL Finals football here on 1629 Adelaide's newest home of sport, SEN SA. The 30-minute mark of the second quarter. Norwood 7 goals 6-48, leads Sturt 5 goals 4-34.
Stevens has it now, outer side wing. Took the mark in front of Slimming. This youngster, a lot of potential, a lot of talk about him in the upcoming draft. He switches play, comes to the Western Grandstand side, the commentary side. And now down the wing goes Talia as the siren sounds. What was a great first half of footy. And on the Balfours, Australia's oldest bakery scoreboard, Norwood lead it by 14 points. They're 7 goals 6-48, 5 goals 4-34, the Double Blues. You're listening to the statewide Super SANFL Finals here from Adelaide Oval on 1629 SEN SA. And we'll be back for the halftime show straight after this. Norwood just in what could be the final half of footy for one of this team. Well, it will be final half of footy for one of these two teams. 14-point lead to Norwood.
I've got someone down here.
You got someone down there,
yes,
Murph,
yes,
down
yes.
there for Flight
There you go,
Centre?
Murph.
What was the message at half-time?
We just spoke about doing our fundamentals better. We were shocking in the first half of that. Second quarter was embarrassing. Broken tackles, didn't stop the play. Weren't clean, just the basics of footy. We got that a bit better. We've squared the ledger. First 10 minutes, obviously important. Everyone knows when it's a 3-goal game, the next goal's anything. But just squared their focus and hopefully be a bit better for longer this half.
And obviously momentum's a big thing. It keeps going back and forth. How do you stop Norwood if it happens again this quarter?
If it happens again this quarter, then the game's probably the ship sailed, so we can't let it get to that. Just, you'd probably see a hard edge from our boys doing their basics well, and if we can get that going and keep it tight, we're a chance.
Thank you very much. Good luck.
Great work, Murph. Nathan Grimer, the Sturt coach there with him.
Got the main man.
Yeah.
You went straight to the top.
I don't muck around. I don't muck around.
Put under the pressure and gets the main man. Look, Nani Matt mentioned it, didn't he? We said that he knows this is so important. The start of this next quarter. And I look to Riley. I'm thinking he's going to put all his hard-edged players around the ball, and they're going to really throw the kitchen sink at Norwood.
I'll tell you a quick story about Nathan Grimer. Apparently last year, before he came over to coach, he used to send a text message to his mates at three-quarter time. They were in a prelim final last year and said, put the beers on ice, boys. She's over. And they were up by 38 points and lost.
Yes, no, I remember Nani. I was building his house at that time. They virtually booked in the grand final appearance.
Third quarter action, your commentator, Bonds.
Ball to stone to face Sparks. That's a horrible bounce.
Horrible intro.
And we'll horrible all around. Let's start again. Take two. Ball thrown up this time. Face Sparks got it down. Trying to win it out was Gerloff. Comes to Hamilton on the wing. He was tackled by Crocker. Players on the ground, diving on the footy. The umpire will come in. We'll have a stoppage. Still inside the centre square. This time, Face Sparks got a clear tap down. Slimming tried to run onto it, couldn't. Crocker for Sturt was wrapped up by Barry.
Just interesting to note, Bonds, his Greek's gone to full forward and so has Kirkwood, gone down respective ends of the ground.
I thought you'd say Kirkwood's gone to full back. That'd be ridiculous. Calhoun has it, but he's wrapped up by none. And we'll have another stoppage. So, Fitz, see if he can get us out of this one.
Hopefully they can clear it out. The 218s go at it again. Balderstone taps down, rode by none. He's wrapped up straight away. We'll have another ball up. Same, they say. We're really noticing this chill with this glass open up here from the media centre. It's just starting to blow in. I might have to whack the vest on soon. So another ball up, spins out to Panos. Came out wider, home gets a kick away down into Sturt's forward line. So Kirkwood there, tap comes out from Patullo to the player in Sutcliffe. He's running, Daniel Pearce, he comes across. Kicks on him with the right boot, the snap. Sutcliffe it was, over the right, hits the post. Got that. Sturt, the first minor score, 5-5-35, played Norwood 7-6-48 on the Aidan Bryan Great Service scoreboard.
Well, that's exactly what Grimer would have asked for. He would have just said, get the ball in there forward, and Sutcliffe has the pace on the opposite foot, hit the post. Very unlucky.
So I got messed up on the pace there, thinking it was Daniel Pearce, but it was Sutcliffe. So they're gone far on centre wing. Dom Barry, he's run. He's had 2. Goes a short kick inside. Finds a player, gets it back. Runs into 50. He's had another bounce on his left boot. Got the player backing Greg. And he sits. Probably could have paid the mark, but Penfold came across and spoiled.
That was great work from Harms, wasn't it, Miles?
Slimming. Got it from Penfold, and he's got a player on the wing by himself. It's Greenslade. So straight away, it's into attack for Sturt, although they've just gone backwards a fraction. Calhoun takes it on the wing. He's going to go backwards as well. Lukey Edmonds, we called him a lot. Switches play to Pearce. Face Sparks, the ruckman, has run well, finds space.
That's what they do.
Outer wing to the hyphen. Parker Bors puts it inside 50. Tarley is there for Norwood, but he got a shocking bounce. Pattullo grabbed it, put it towards the goal square. Mark Evans, well spoiled by Gerloff. Hone shouting for a free kick.
Good tackle by Forster.
If you're brave umpire to pay it, it probably was there, but you're not going to pay it. Hey, I don't know. We'll have a look at it. Oh, yeah, he's got a big arm.
Probably a little bit unlucky. Ball thrown in this forward pocket for Sturt. And wrapped done in a tackle was Greenslade. We'll have another throw up.
So Pattullo, Balderstone taps right straight over the boundary line. The Sturt players appeal. The umpire says no, we'll have a throw in. Certainly the appeal there. Great tackle by Tom Forster on home before. They were out Sturt, they worked it well and worked forward. Now they're deep in their pocket, looking dangerous here. First blood imperative, third quarter. So Pattullo with the ponytail from the back. Can't get it. Balderstone taps down to Talia. Sort of half smothered by Kirkwood. Comes back out. Finds Battersby. He kicks across his body on the right boot. And Battersby says, thank you very much. We'll take it. And Sturt kicked the first. But the third quarter, they got a 6-5-41. Trail Norwood 7-6-48 on the Aidan Bryan great service scoreboard. Adrian Bryan, great service. Adrian Bryan, your experience is our priority, and his priority was put it straight through the big sticks, Gowser.
Mate, that was a great finish from Battersby. Stirred her up.
Balderstone, face Sparks. Give us a good bounce, Humpy. He does this time. Balderstone got it down, but Battersby took it out, got the clearance. Hone tried to pick it up, but he was tackled straight away. Comes back to Shenton. Good sidestep. Split the middle. Gave it to Forster. Goes short to Rabs. Wilson down the line. Can't quite pick it up, but Shenton's there in support. Gives it back to Wilson. He fumbles it over the boundary line. And we're going to have a throw-in, but before we do, we're going to cross down to Steve Murphy on the boundary line for Blood Centre.
Just going to give you the players starting on the bench for this second half. For Sturt, it was Byron Sumner, also Penfold and Thomas Reid, and for Norwood, it was Zach Richards, Anthony Wilson, and also Dylan Stevens. Having said that, they've just made about 14,000 changes, so cancel that last 10 seconds.
Wilson just had to be cleaner. Anyway, the boundary throw-in into Penfold, quick snap out. Mark Taken playing in front of Sutcliffe was McKenzie. So he's right on centre wing on the statewide super sign. 5 minutes gone, third quarter.
It's been good, McKenzie.
SANFL Finals football on 16:29 SEN SA, Adelaide's new home of sport. So he looks inside and finds Sam Balderstone. Now he's got ball on the far side of the ground. Had to sit and wait. And ball's marked it. Looks shorter again. Finds a player in Declan Hamilton. A former Bulldog, normally a good user. Had Johnson present for him short. Didn't use him. Comes again in the way of Bampton. He let at him. Now flicks to Johnson. He kicks across, tried to get it to Barry. He fumbled, runs further out wide to the wrong side for the left footer. Kicks back to the top of the square. Johnson flies. Brady Dorr there. And Brady Dorr's taken a mark. 3 metres out directly in front. He just kicked to the danger zone, didn't he, Don Barry? And Brady Dorr, well, for someone that hasn't probably had the greatest of seasons of being a veteran, is playing a good game today.
He certainly is, and that's what the big guys are supposed to do. Take it 1 metre out. Beautiful finish. Well played by Don Barry. He just fumbled a bit then, didn't he, early, but he's got the speed and the class to get away from it. But put it to the top spot. That's a coach killer. The Sturt coaching panel will be spewing on that, but I know they're giving away height. Still a great grab from Brady Dorr. He's just giving it a bit too big for the defenders of Sturt.
He had the player in Luke Edmonds all over his back.
Half minutes gone in the third term. Balderstone won that tap clearly. Stevens offside the boot. Fortuitous though. Declan Hamilton got it back. The youngster with hands inside to Barry. Squeezes the kick to Grigg. Gets around a player. No, he doesn't. Back to Barry. Left foot at goal. Don't tell me he's kicked it. Just offline.
Great call, Bonds.
God, Norwood got the ability, haven't they? When they turn it on, it's like a microwave. They're hard to stop. How good was the reach from Sumner there just to grab Grigg's shorts? He was home.
So back to a 14-point margin on the Adrian Bryan great service scoreboard. Joshy Hone brings it back in for Sturt. The two ruckman fly, fell to Penfold. His handball was too hot for Kirkwood. Came to Ball, to Stevens, to Hamilton, just slapped it on the boot. It went straight down the throat of Daniel Pearson, who'll hold it up.
So Daniel Pearson, centre-half back, looks shorter, finds a player in Riley. The Riley had Kirkwood. They played the 25-metre. I think it might have even been an interchange infringement, was it?
No,
pointing down there.
Yeah,
we're going downstairs for Flight Centre, down to Murph.
You just noticed that Matthew Panos is getting a fair workout. It's just finished now, though, but on the hamstring. So it went for some time.
Well, hopefully he's all right. So back at centre-half forward now for Sturt. Sumner looking deep. Got players leading for him in the way of Evans and Sutcliffe. Sutcliffe underruns it. Now Evans leading Giorgio. Tries to back in. Giorgio wraps him up in a great tackle. Crowd yell ball, but no prior, said umpire. And we'll have a ball up and 35 metres around from Sturt's goal. The umpire's just going to bring it in just a tad. Sturt looking dangerous here once again. So Balderstone and Patullo go at it. Big punch from Balderstone coming out further. Kirkwood tracking the ball, same with Colquhoun. Norwood have managed to get it out to 55 metres out over the boundary line, but just a little bit scrappy again by both sides. Cowser.
Yeah, it is. And they're just feeling each other out. It's a good game of footy to watch, though. The contests are unbelievable. They're all having a go.
Ball thrown in. Just on 50 to Sturt. Grigg grabbed it, was wrapped up. A good tackle from Penfold. That's tough.
A little bit like Grigg was making the play, wasn't he? It's just a bit stiff. If they're paying it, they should be paying it all day. But
yeah, just didn't quite have a chance to get rid of it. Penfold now goes short. It's going to be cut off. Well done by Daniel Pearce. Good hands. Ball got there in a nanosecond, just before the Norwood defence come in and scored a good kick. On the lead is Tom Reed.
Can we put the mods on him here? I don't reckon he'll kick this.
Or it might be the reverse mods there.
Is that beyond him, Gowans, you reckon, for Reed? Like, I know he's going to kick from 50, but he's a big fella. He's not known for his kicking.
I think he's got the distance in him. He's not a bad kick, actually, from memory. But, yeah, this is certainly one that we'd love him to kick.
So a kick from probably right on 50. Just inside, actually. He's got the distance. He likes it. It's another goal to the Double Blues. And here they come.
It's a good crowd, isn't it? And the boys are the crowd getting around them. But that's a good finish. Excellent finish. I do remember he made great contact with that. The run-up probably...
Oh, geez, he looked ugly, didn't he? He had the stutter.
But, geez, that was Daniel Pearce, really. The setup, his composure under pressure, just held the ball back. And
7:55. Leading Sturt 7-5-47 on the Adrian Bryan great service scoreboard. So the tap comes down. Balderstone finds Panos. Finally, we've caught him. He looks up to find Peter Boughton coming out. And he's taken a mark on the 45. Might be a little bit beyond him, but he's winding up straight around to 50. Here he goes, bang. Brady Dawes shepherding on the line. And he's kicked a bomb. Peter Boughton, the number 3 in Norwood's leading goal kicker, the fast reply. And how about that for Peter Boughton?
It was a beautiful finish. Good call too, Fitzy. But you thought he didn't have the distance. Then he's cleared the fence with that one. He just hit it perfect. This is Norwood to a T, isn't it? How exciting. Finally, Panos gets a kick. Beautiful quality. He can't get it, but he just rolls on.
Channel 7 again. We just see another replay of that Bampton goal on the big screen. Just thumped it from outside 50. There's the bounce. Reed won this one down. Scrap of players. Greenslade was there. Oh, the handball was stolen by Zach Richards. Goes out wider. Hamilton inside. Over the head of Stevens. Bampton led to the race. Oh, to come back to Stevens. And he's tackled, wrapped up. He's good by his namesake.
He's a good player, Jack Stevens, isn't he? He's just always there. He's reliable. Really stopped Norwood in their tracks then.
Battersby got it from the ball up. This time it's thumped away from Forsyth. Good thump. Fell to Evans, though, of Sturt. He used the handball to Sutcliffe. Sutcliffe just put it out in front of Hone. Hone's got the goals in front of him. If he can pick it up, he can. He right feet through the middle for a goal. What a great game of footy we got here at the Adelaide Oval Elimination Final. Sturt have gone to 8 goals 5. Norwood 9 goals 7 on the Adrian Byrne Great Service scoreboard.
Where would you rather be, Bonds? This is what we come and watch the footy for, isn't it? It's ding-dong battle. That was a beautiful kick from Sutcliffe, wasn't it? Just the awareness to get it in front of Hone, as all good forwards are on their bike running forward. And we've got a game on our hands here, boys. It's great.
It's turned into a shootout, certainly has. We've seen 4 goals in the last handful of minutes, only 14-minute mark of the third term. Joshy Hone, I love this, though. He's 23. He's played 102 games and kicked 110 goals. There's not many 23-year-olds. Like Matty Nunn, he's the same age, 23. He's only played 50 games.
Yeah, both in the same under-18 program as well. And Hone actually led the goal kicking in the in that carnival that year.
So the ball back in the centre. Once again, Tap comes down and finds Nunn. Now here he gets going. He's got the fluoro boots. Handball's back to his old mate in Balderstone. He wheels around, got space, sells the dummy, gets inside to find a player in Hamilton. He looks long down for a kick to find Bampton down deep. Shook one over the back. The ball goes over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in. Norwood 9-7-61 leading Sturt 8-5, 53, 15 minutes gone, third quarter. This is finals football on SEN SA, Adelaide's new home of sport. And the clearing kick over the far side has found the player, Daniel Pearce. So Sturt looked to come in, intercept, come through from Zach Richards. Then he overstepped it, came back in the way of a player in Edmonds. He looked inside again and found Greenslade. Got another player coming for him in Penfold. And then another intercept by Ed Smart. It's end-to-end football, getting exciting crowd, getting amongst the two. Grigg gets the spoil, can't gather. Flicks back now, a Sturt player in Slimming. Goes to Sumner in the centre of the ground. Looks over his shoulder, runs through. Comes on the left boot and another intercept. Giorgio this time flicks wide of the ball and hopefully a clearing kick up the way to Wilson to take a mark and slow it down. He spoils inside, gets further on centre wing, across to Lewis Johnston. He had the player lead up in Bampton. Now he's marked it a little bit further out this time, Gowser. What does he do? He's about 53 or 4. Plays on quickly, got Brady Door deep. Here he comes. Big Brady can't mark. Punch comes in front of the way of Stevens. He gets run down by Anthony Wilson, holding the ball up high. The crowd go nuts. And he'll take a shot on the free kick. 30 out on a 45-degree angle. What a passage of play. Someone else talk for a second because I'm nagging.
Mate, that was the first gamer, just sort of deer in the headlights then, wasn't it? But how exciting is it? High octane footy and Wilson, you just never not under the pump with that forward line. But well, this is the rest they need. You can see everyone's on their hands and knees at the moment. They're taking the breath. But the first game, he just lacked that bit of awareness, didn't he? And he thought he had a bit more time. Not an elimination final.
I needed to catch my breath too. The play just wouldn't stop. So Wilson to come in to kick his third from 30, leans back and hits the post. What a letdown and anti-climax. I thought I called that all right too, Boss. Jesus just let me down now.
Mate, you did nothing wrong. It was all Rabs that let you down.
Norwood might have scored 9-8-62. Play Sturt 8-5-53. Sorry, mate, on the Adrian Bryant scoreboard.
17 minutes gone in the third term here. For me, the game's on a knife's edge.
It is.
It's just waiting one way or the other. Will we see this seesaw continue? As Sturt bring it back into play now. All the way out to the other wing. The outer side wing. Slimming's there and he runs it over the boundary line. Don Barry there as well for Norwood.
Well, you ask the question, don't you? Who does this style of footy do you think it favours? Does it favour Norwood with their run and their speed? Well, and Norwood, it's almost like they've released, Sturt have released the shackles a bit. So it's exactly what the game's asked for.
So Barry's kick was smothered. Comes to Gerloff. His releasing handball was excellent to Josh Richards. He goes inside 50. Brady Dawes taking a mark. Well, we mentioned early that the big fella hasn't had the match fitness, but he only has to take a couple of grabs to make an impact here. And he's taken the mark. He's about 11 or 12 metres out, straight in front.
Well, it shows you all about keeping your eye on the footy, doesn't it, Bonzi? Norwood just peppering that spot just at the top of the goal square, and it's a dangerous spot as well. But Daw, he's good enough to be a big body, hard to move.
Comes in now, the big fella. Pops it on the boot. Umpire does a little bit of work, but not too much.
Second for the quarter.
So Norwood kick their 10th goal. They go to 10 goals, 8. Sturt 8 goals, 5 on the Adrian Byrne Great Service scoreboard. We've gone 18.5 minutes, third term. Elimination final.
Yeah, it was a great finish and a great spot, really, from Dore. They've just plonked him one out. He's got the size and the weight.
Very excited, as you will understand.
In amongst a few of the Sturt supporters, as we can see down there, go over to the other side, and you get both sides of the silver spoon, they call it, don't they? The old silver spoon match, Norwood v Sturt.
I've been told that Sturt are friendlier than Norwood, though. Is that correct?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So the tap comes down to Balderstone, tries to get a big fist, comes down to Panos, now Stevens, flicks back inside to Gerloff, comes back to Balderstone, he's got a player far wider in Johnston. Barry went for him. Johnston wheels around a 50, wants to do it himself. The Shepherd provided on the line. And Lewis Johnston went bang from 60. And Norwood kicked 2 in a minute.
It was a great finish, wasn't it, Fitzy? And it's a good call. Norwood had the question asked. I think they're answering it, aren't they? The great finish from Johnson. This is the danger Norwood have got. They've got the leg that he can kick at 60 metres. Slimming just got sucked into play. And Balderstone just...
60 metres said, thank you very much.
Back in the middle. Balderstone won this down to Panos. Inside 50, over Smart's head. Can't quite control it. Is Hone. And it's not Hone, it's Harms. And in the end, he did pretty well to get it to the boundary line in front of Wilson.
He's a bit of a antagoniser, Stephen Slimming, isn't he? He's only a kid, but he likes winding them up every game.
Yeah, he's been hit a few times this year.
All thrown in. Just on the 15-metre line. Battersby burst through the pack. That was great stuff. Gave it to Penfold. That's the first gamer. The Hypen. And again, that's probably a bit hard on the youngster. He's been paid holding the ball, wrapped up by Anthony Wilson. And Rabs Wilson will take the kick inside the centre square.
So Wilson looks long, down, deep. Has got Dore. Other player dealt with off the football was Panos. Johnson comes around on the left boot and snaps from a tight angle for a minor score. So Norwood 11-9-75. Lead Sturt 8-5-53 on the Adrian Bryant Great Service scoreboard. Adrian Bryant, your experience is our priority. We're in for a match. It's just gone an absolute shootout here. So Sturt come to clear. Come out on the half-back flank, and the big punch comes from the big fella in Thomas Reid, who kicked the goal earlier with a pretty ordinary stutter, but kicked straight and true. Gowans, the heat in this match in the last sort of 5 or 8 minutes has been unreal.
Well, but they can't go at this pace for the rest of the game, can they? But Norwood really just feel like they're getting a bit of ascendancy at the moment, so Sturt have got to try and...
So the boundary throw-in comes in, Balderstone over the back, taps to Panos, he sockers out of the air, and it's cut off by the player in Harms. So this is what Norwood have done well. They've shut Sturt down and not given him that short option. Harms getting pushed back to the goal square. Now goes short to his other lookalike mate in Slimming, the antagoniser. So Slimming, once again, held up for options. Goes wider on his left boot. He's got players out there in Stephen. The big punch comes over the top from Alex Giorgio. There'll be a boundary throw-in on the far side of the ground under the statewide super sign. You're listening to SANFL Finals football. 22 minutes, 52 gone in the third quarter on Adelaide's new home of sport, 1629 SEN SA.
Thanks, Fitzy. Ball thrown in. Reid won this one down. Tried to get it to Riley. In the end, does. The little dink kick to Kirkwood was outstanding. Kirkwood gave it to Colquhoun, to Greenslade. Sturt running. Daniel Pearce on that left foot, trying to find Josh Hone, just out of his range and rolled out of bounds. So Norwood will take the relieving kick. They play on quickly in the goal square. Talia comes out wide to Ball. Campbell, the youngster, looks okay. Looks a likely type. Left boot down the line. Another likely type. Stevens just nudged his player under the ball in Harms. So Harms will put it back inside 50 for the double blues. In the danger spot. Mark Evans was there, couldn't take the mark. Fell to Pachulo, round the corner. Stab on goal's good!
Good finish.
Well, they got the answer straight away. Well, handy one for the double blues, Gowser.
How was that, Bonds? It was good. I was asking him to just get it in there, and it was actually Mark Evans who went for the contest, and Patullo hit front and square. I think the roles are reversed.
Yeah, and everywhere, just those interchanges still rocking late to quarter.
Yes, mate, yes. I've just noticed that Thomas Reed's getting attention again on that finger again, so obviously giving him trouble, or maybe the missus not happy that he's not wearing the ring.
He hasn't been in the ruck much, so the tap comes down, Balderstone and Nunn. Now Kirkwood's come in, he's absolutely cleaned up Lewis Johnston. So Lewis gets straight up, looked heavier than probably what it was, but now he's getting over his haunches. He went to clear, found a player in Richards. Now they get Forster. Now the umpire getting in the road of McKenzie, pushes him out of the way. Fine coming your way, Brad. So he's gone wider, find a player in Shet. New haircut, short hair. Doesn't care, sidesteps, in and out, finds a player short in Panos. Now late in the quarter, they're still attacking in Norwood. Panos hits him short and finds a player in Declan Hamilton. He gives off the Barry on his left boot, and Norwood kick another. The reply, it's a shootout here at Adelaide Oval. Look out, Bonds, we've got a game on our hands. 25 minutes gone. Norwood, 12 goals, 981. Play Sturt, 9-5-59. What are we seeing?
Well, we're seeing a good game of footy. That's what we're seeing, aren't we? But you just felt it was always going to open up. The contest all game they've been cracking in, so it was always...
Unbelievable.
Been outstanding. Hope you're enjoying the call on SEN SA. As the ball is bounced down again. Excellent tap from Balderstone to Panos. Inside 50, out in front of Wilson. He can't pick it up. Sumner in pursuit. Can't tackle him. And the pressure is enough to see it over the line. Great work from Sumner.
Bonds, I'll ask you a quick question. You too, Gowser. With this pace, does it suit Norwood or does it suit Sturt? Because one team's going to blow up and it's going to happen pretty shortly.
Well, I know that the question on Norwood is the way they finish, but they're hard to stop, aren't they?
Thrown in. That one's a dead heat. Comes to Gerloff. Tried to get the ball back to Balderstone. He just toe tapped it back to Gerloff. And he's wrapped up in a tackle by Carey. For some reason we called him Davey a couple of times today. Apologies to him. We're right on the 50-metre line. This time worked inside 50. It's all Sturt there though. And Davey will take it over the line.
Davey's his old man.
Davey Carey.
Davey Carey.
Henry Carey.
Well, he's been solid down back, hasn't he, Bonds? He's in the play a fair bit, but just Norwood just feel him getting a little bit of momentum at the moment.
Tell you what, one more here could make it pretty tough for Sturt to come back. The tap comes down, Nunn overruns it. Sturt with a clearing kick. So Patullo beat Talia on the far side. Sutcliffe comes in to help out, trails it over the boundary line.
Just looking at the stats, Fitzy, geez, Don Barry's just exploded. He's become Norwood's highest ball getter at the moment. But Colhoun, he's just keep knocking him up, isn't he? At the moment, he's keeping him in the game.
Certainly is. Barry exploded to 20 touches, 2 goals. He's had the 4 tackles too, which is unusual for his style of game. Yeah. 12-9-81. Norwood leads Sturt 9-5-59. 28-minute mark. Third quarter. Game on our hands on the scoreboard. Thanks to Adrian Bryan. To the tap comes in. Ball spills around, bit of a tackle. Umpire comes in and says, I'll have the ball up, fellas, and spread out a little bit. SANFL Statewide Super League Finals here on SEN. So the ball up again. The free kick's being paid by the way of Balderstone. So Balderstone has got it about 80 out. He's got people presenting deep, ignores them, and now at 25. I think that's umpire reviews by the way of Aidan Riley. Yeah, I think it might be the pig. I think it was, or Battersby, one or the other. I can't tell from this side, but gave the umpire a tune-up. He said, don't talk to me like that, son. You can sit in the corner and come for a walk with me another 25 metres. It's put Balderstone in scoring range. So this one could absolutely sink the morale here with Sturt on the way back. Be a nightmare late in the quarter. Balderstone comes in from 45 off the left boot. Umpire moves to his right for a minus. 12-10-82. Norwood plays Sturt 9-5-59. 29 minutes gone, third quarter on the Adrian Bryan Great Service scoreboard. Adrian Bryan, your experience is our priority.
That's a 23-point margin for those playing at home. We've gone 29, almost 30 minutes in the third term. Can't be too much time left. Kick to the outer wing. Defensive side, falls to Panos. Sure. Inside 50. He's got a player, it's Mitch Grigg. Be just on his range, I reckon.
Do you reckon he's going to pass it?
Nope.
I don't reckon this late with 30 minutes gone.
As soon as he grabbed it, he's gone back. Anyone can kick it, it'll probably be him. He's got the distance, definitely. But Norwood, just their wise heads are just getting in there and getting the touches. Panos has lifted this quarter.
Johnston too.
He's looked around the forward line and then decided, no, I'll have a ping, although he does go short now to Smart and hits him up. Great lead from Ed Smart. He just seemed to grab the back of the hammy there as he completed the run with a stretch.
This would make it 27 points. Bonds at three-quarter time and make it a tough ask when it goes to come back.
Yeah, the Premiership quarter, and look, they're just onto their leads, Norwood. Look, that's obviously a set play. Sturt boys, whether it's a lead up, whatever, all looking around, it's team footy, isn't it?
Certainly is. He comes in now, Ed Smart. Looked really nice off the boot, but just slid a little.
He grabbed that hammy again, didn't he, Bonds?
Yeah. I think he might have just twinged it.
Maybe, yeah.
Might have some awareness there. What a shocking term that is, hamstring awareness.
A little bit of a skip. He had two on the big screen. We're watching the replay, but Smart normally kicks that minor score, 12-11-83, play Sturt 9-5-59. So the kick comes out. Player flies in the way of Faye Sparks of the Daniel variety. The ball goes over the boundary line.
He's just a presence, isn't he, Balderstone? Like how he knocks it out of bounds. He gives him first look. He's sort of starting to assert his dominance over the game.
He does some very, very smart things which go unnoticed, and it's going to be an interesting battle for the Norwood best and fairest between Balderstone and Brad McKenzie this year, I would have thought.
Look at that.
So Balderstone wins again. Great tap work. It's a ruck craft, he says. Gets down to Panos. Now Panos snaps around on the right side of his body. Big pack form. And the umpire's pulled out a free kick. It's gone away at Sturt. And it's gone to the player. It's Stephen Slimming, the antagoniser. So Slimming, the little pest. Sturt's version of Hayden Ballantyne. The left foot up, he winds up and comes back out to centre wing. Siren not too far away. And once again, big punch.
He speaks well of you, though, doesn't he?
Probably does. I'll go and have a beer with him afterwards, I think.
He'd hang his hat on that, he would. And he's actually turned himself into a really good player and a solid contributor as well. And it's all built on that integrity. And I know I was probably one of them.
You certainly were. You certainly were. Then you whack, rather than antagonising, you whacked a few. So the ball comes in, tap down to Balderstone, now to Gerloff. Gerloff kicking down long and deep in the darkness. Bampton comes out to Wilson, snub across the body, and he celebrates to the crowd and says thank you. And Norwood kick one in trash time in the third quarter. 13-11-89. Break Sturt's heart, 9-5-59 on the Adrian Bryant great service scoreboard. Adrian Bryant, your experience is our priority, and wowee, that's a contender for goal of the day.
That is an absolute ripper. Has the spot, front and square, perfect. Read the book about 3 weeks ago, and the finish was just clinical, wasn't it? 30 metres out, running into the pocket. He's certainly a quality player. Norwood a good class everywhere around the ground, but those two forwards of Wilson and Barry, geez, they're hard to stop.
Third goal for Anthony Wilson in this game puts Norwood out to a 30-point lead. 33 minutes, been a long quarter. Quite a few goals scored. Balderstone and Faye Sparks. Faye Sparks got this one. Down the way of Calhoun. Gerloff's there for Norwood. And umpires played holding the ball. So, again, bit of a lottery.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Give it.
Sammy Calhoun had the lucky ticket. He's got Sumner running for him. The left boot is horrible. Straight down the throat of Declan Hamilton. Half back for Norwood. He just wants to slow it down. Kicks now. Down the line. Safe kick. Dawes there over his head. Out the back of the pack. Comes to Harms. It might have been Slimming. He got the kick to Aidan Riley. Kick Sumner now. On the left boot, this time his kick's better to Pachulo. Well sport by Talia. Gerloff has it wrapped up straight away. That one holding the ball. Umpire said too high.
Ducked into that one, but still smart.
Professional free kick.
Here it is, look. The old Selwood dropped the knees. Probably shouldn't have got that one. They're still cracking in Sturt. They're having to go. They're trying to create some run. They're trying. It's just Norwood is set up so well defensively.
They certainly are as the siren sounds here on three-quarter time with Giorgio. He's kicking it into the distance. So Norwood, 13-11-89, lead Sturt, 9-5-59. It's three-quarter time here.
Kirkwood, I think, has been a bit quiet. He's had 14 and Pearce at 16.
Just to note the goal kickers for the game, Hones kicked 2, Battersby, Crocker, Evans, Patullo, Reid, Sumner and Sutcliffe, all singles. For Norwood, Brady Dawes kicked 3, Peter Bampton 2, Don Barry 2, Wilson 2, Grigg 1, Hamilton 1 and Johnson 1. Third quarter for Balfour's Australia's oldest bakery. Back to you.
Final quarter action. Norwood by 30 points. Have Sturt got enough in the tank? The tap's one down to Gerloff. Tried to get it to Nunn. Just put it in the path of Grigg. That was good footy. Back to Gerloff. Handball inside 50 is Richards. Josh Richards. Short kick. Just half volley's head smart. Sturt close in now and they'll lock it up on the back of Carey.
Once again, another clearance, wasn't it? Straight away.
Yeah, it was. Gerloff, he's a good player, isn't he? Finds the ball.
This time, a snap on goal from Dom Barry is to the skinny side. Minor score. So Norwood get the first score of the last term. They're 13-12 to 9 goals, 5 on the Balfour's Australian oldest bakery.
So the kick comes out from Sturt. Just interesting to note again, Norwood come in. Grigg, he goes kicks long. Brady Dorr can't get a hand on it. Another shot on goal. Another minor score, 13-13-91. Plays Sturt 9-5-59. On the Balfour's, Australia's oldest bakery, Balfour's and footy, the perfect match. Pie and a sauce is what I feel like at the moment. The boys in the box eat some chips. Starving up here in the media centre. They provide you with a milk arrowroot and a cup of lukewarm tea. So the ball comes out. Sturt clearing through the centre of the ground. Found a player in Patullo. Comes wider to find Pearce. Haven't caught him much. Wheels around his left boot. He's got Sutcliffe deep with McKenzie. McKenzie gets back there and takes another mark. Just to note before I get your thoughts on that, Gowser, McKenzie, I think he's number 2 in the comp for marks and number 2 or 3 for kicks. He's had an excellent season.
Yeah, he just reads the ball so well, doesn't he? He's their rock down back there. He's probably taken a bit over from Giorgio. He used such a good user as well of the footy.
And the player in Balderstone down here too, just to note the hit-outs, 47-25, and done the bulk of the ruck work against 2 ruckmen. Hell of an effort. So Balderstone's kicked up the line. The push play to Grigg. Pushed out of the way by Patullo, who's also number 5 in the comp for hit-outs, but hasn't been in the ruck today. Averages 23 per game, if you don't mind. I think Balderstone averages about 37. So the kick across to Grigg. He tries to put a bullet in. Comes across to Josh Richards. He kicks. Jack Stevens coming across, same as Crocker. Now Crocker gathers, looks short, finds a player in Battersby. And it's the engine room that needs to get going. Oh, the miss kick, sort of half smothered, comes inside to find Nunn. He sidesteps one, another, gives wider to Josh Richards. He rips around on the left boot, got a player leading out in who's that? Is that Panos?
Panos.
Haven't caught him. He's obviously gone deep, and Matt Panos will line up for a shot on goal. 2 minutes 30 into the last quarter on a reasonably tight angle of a kick from about 40 metres out.
Well, you can sort of see or sense the fact that Sturt, they look a bit flat, don't they? Maybe they've cooked themselves, we don't know. But Norwood there, they still look on top of the ground, and Panos, he's got a good chance to put one of the nails in the coffin.
So this could start. The kick is bending back, and Matty Panos turned around to the hill and said, get those West Ends on ice. I'll be up there shortly, boys. Then Norwood kick another 14-13-97. They go 2, leading Sturt 9-5-59. And I'll tell you what, the door's closing, Gowser.
Well, it is.
Sturt have put their ball winner, Kirkwood, into the middle, although Balderstone's won this tap. The umpire's called a shepherd against Balderstone. It's going to go the way of Reid. He goes short with hands to Kirkwood. Down to the top of the goal square for Sturt. Sutcliffe!
Hey! He's taken 1 1/4.
Jakey Sutcliffe. He is our high flyer. Flight Centre, South Australia. If he hasn't got both hands and every fingernail on the trophy already.
Go down to Murph for Flight Centre. Is that your favourite one yet, Murph?
It's now in front, yes.
He comes in, he's just about 15, 20 metres out. Straight in front. Pops through the answering goal. So Sturt not dead yet. Back to a 30-point margin. We've gone 4 minutes in the final term.
That's what they needed, Bonds, isn't it? And that started through Kirkwood, his run, and Tom Reid. It's a great option, but how good a mark is he? His hands are beautiful, but he
rises go long.
Certainly interesting for a finals game for it to be this high scoring. I thought it might have been a bit tougher and in and under. But anyway, we're back in the middle. And Balderstone v Reid, another terrible bounce. And don't the crowd let them know. They've been pretty ordinary on it. You can hear the boos and the jeers. Good on them too. It's part of going to the footy, I reckon. So they'll give it another go. Balderstone, he has a double tap this time. That's 2 hit-outs he adds 2, but comes down to Battersby. The snap comes across. Shenton takes the mark and centre back in front of Penfold. Does it quite easily. The Sean Sheep Shenton, he's had the trim. Handballs across to find Zach Richards. He's looking long and deep to find a player in Bampton. Dorr gets a fist. Wilson, he's crumbing, can't get there. Sumner, he gathers and flicks wider. So Slimming And the player in Crocker trying to gather. Stevens, so clean. Then gets dispossessed by Slimming. But he's slung after the football. And the young fella, who's probably going to go top 5 or 10, Norwood won't see him again. You have a look at this left boot. No, he's gone the handball wider to Johnson. He fumbles. Back to Stevens. He runs it. Oh, he doesn't. Elects not to. Barry now on the left boot. Has a shot on goal. It goes to the left.
They're playing with you, Fitzy.
They're playing with me. I've got Stevens and he's kicked it out on the full deep in Norwood's pocket.
Oh, they're playing. Look, they're exciting. They're exciting to watch, and they've got so many avenues into attack, haven't they?
I think Fitzy needs a bit of a security blanket just to cuddle up to. It's getting a bit out of control here.
Well, he shaped up for it, though, didn't he? And then he did
absolutely,
little sidestep.
Look, honestly, it's probably been too unselfish, and that's Norwood play today. He probably should have kicked that one or had a shot at least. But look, team footy, it's winning, and it's doing. It's made him put him in this position.
So Parker Bowers has put the ball inside 50 for Sturt. Daniel Pearce is the first one there. Shetton beat him. All ends up. Handball to ball. The youngster goes long to Bampton. Good kick. He'll get it on the second bounce, maybe third bounce. Gathers it now. Has to go back. This is Nunn. Nunn goes short and finds Barry. So Barry, who's got Dorr, ignores him. Goes to Stevens on that left boot that Fitzy loves so much. Across the ground and finds Josh Richards in the pocket. He plays on quickly to Boulderstone. Oh, back the other way. Big Baldy goes back and takes the mark. And he'll have a shot probably about a 47-degree angle just inside 50.
They've likened Stevens to an Andrew Gaff type player. That's sort of how they've been pinning him up. So if you've seen anything about it, sort of got that raking left foot.
Oh, it was good movement. They actually changed lanes, didn't they, and opened it up. And Baldy pretty much stood in that same spot for about 10 minutes. I can't see him missing it either.
Gets it down from Chris Gowans. And he's offline.
I did say, if he kicked that, it was game over, I'm telling you. The crowd would have been all into it.
So a minor score. It's that margin up to 33 points in favour of Norwood on the Balfours, Australia's oldest bakery scoreboard. And the ball's come back into Greenslade. Greenslade from Sturt on the wing. Goes short to Sutcliffe. He takes the mark centre wing.
So Sutcliffe looks wide up. Player working for him in Crocker. He looks shorter again, and Greenslade made the lead. Already running back with the space here. No options coming at him.
Nah.
Did he gouge it? No, had to go back with the flight.
It was great play from Greenslade. He actually started the run from the back pocket, and now he's followed it. That's gut running at its best, and got on the end and reward for hard work. Hopefully he kicks this and keeps us in the game.
So at the 9-minute mark, he says, Gowser is not biased, keeps us in the game.
Keeps the contest, yeah.
You call it biased.
all the Central supporters are throwing their flags out the window.
Let the Gowser's
on the double bay train.
I'm not really on either side, just quietly.
So Greenslade comes in, he'll kick from about 40, almost directly in front. He waits and likes it off the boot. He gives a small fist pump. The boys come from everywhere to get around him.
There's still a glimmer, isn't there, Fitzy? There's still a glimmer.
There certainly is. 10 goals, 565. They trail Norwood 14-14, 98 on the Balfours.
It's nice and bright as well.
Balderstone and Reid this time. Balderstone won it down to Panos, wrapped up straight away by Kirkwood. And the umpire will come in again. As the clock runs down, it's gone 10 minutes now. Time running out for Sturt. They got to get a wriggle on here. Goes towards their half-forward line. Evans is there. So is Zach Richards for Norwood. And we'll have another stoppage. Just outside the centre square. Reid and Balderstone. Julo came over the top. Right boot inside 50, top of the square. Players wrestling. Sutcliffe wanted a free kick. Umpires still none of that. The ball rolled out of bounds and Norwood are going to relieve. Oh, no, they're not. Joshy Hine cut off the kick, played on, kicked the goal. It was that quick. It happened in the blink of an eye.
He's a smart footballer, Hone, isn't he? And actually a contender against maybe Sutcliffe. I'm just making that up for the flight centre mark of the day. But Talia
in the hands every time he tries to cross the footy. He's not a known kicker. But anyway, we're going to do the same with Giorgio too. So the ball back in the centre, another terrible bounce by the umpire, and the crowd let him know again too. Balderstone taps down to Panos. He kicks away to cross in front of Stevens. Stevens, he sidesteps and a bit of a shimmy. Now he runs in, the bounce, kick the goal, son, you deserve it. And he does! Finally, I got to call it, Bonds. The the Norwood faithful. Just absolutely clean as a whistle and class from the little maestro. Dylan Stevens take him out. Norwood 15-14, 104. Lead Sturt 12-5, 77. And if that's not a contender for goal of the day, I'll go jump in the lake.
Well, it was a good finish, Fitzy, and it was called beautifully by yourself. He must be one of your favourite players, old Andrew Gaff, Dylan Stevens. But how was the shimmy that he just burned him off? You can't teach that. That's just footy smarts, intuition. But the finish on the left foot, it was all class. And, yeah, this boy's going places, no doubt about that.
He just turned Carey inside out and swung around on that left boot and did the rest. Is that the game winner? Sturt still got an answer. There's the bounce. Reid won this down in the direction of Kirkwood. He's good enough to pick it up. Runs away from Mitch Green, puts it inside 50. Well spoilt there. Kirkwood comes again to Kirkwood, taken high. Umpire saw it. It's a bit clumsy there, Talia.
You've got Reid in the middle here.
And Kirkwood, beyond his range, you would think, goes short. The lead from Sutcliffe is superb. Hits him on the chest. And he just has to go back and kick this, Gowans.
He does. If they've ever needed him to kick one. He's actually a reasonable finisher. Norwood, very, very well defence. They've set up real well and they've pushed him wide. If anything, they don't mind him kicking from this pocket. It's going to take a good kick anyway.
Jake Sutcliffe crosses the 50. It's a tight angle. Take a good kick from here. Bit of a stutter step. Lines him up. Loves it straight away off the boot. That's a great goal from Jake Sutcliffe. That's his third. And we've gone 14 minutes in the final term. The Double Blues are coming back. They won't lay down.
You can't help but admire Sturt. They've been down. It's been out to 36 points, to 6 goals, and they're bringing it back. They just cannot be put down. And you've got to admire the courage of the football club in general. They're still putting their hand up. They're having a crack, and they're going to go down swinging. But that's a great finish from Sutcliffe. He's dangerous, probably Sturt's most dangerous. Well, he definitely is Sturt's most dangerous forward on the ground.
They've got to put two together here, though, Sturt. Because every time they've kicked one, Norwood have responded.
That's right.
And so it's 15-14, 104. Norwood leads Sturt 13-5, 83 on the Balfours, Australia's oldest bakery. Balfours and footy, the perfect match scoreboard. The crowd cheer the bounce and went straight up in the air. Tapped down, came down the way of Battersby. He looks to clearance. Someone flies at the back.
Face Sparks, I reckon.
It's Face Sparks. He's had the leg taped up. Couldn't recognise it. And that's some grab too. Contested grab over the likes of Talia. And he'll line up. It's exactly what Sturt needed, Gowser. He needs to go back and swipe this and put a bit of pressure on. 15-minute mark in the fourth quarter. They've
definitely got a heartbeat, but the tap work, rough work from Reid in the middle there. We had Brady Dorr against him as Big Baldy's gone off for a rest, but that was great craft and a great hit-up kick from Battersby. You just need the young fella to kick it.
Face Sparks, he's only played 15 games and kicked 3 in his career. He'll kick from 40 out on a 45-degree angle. Biggest kick of his career to date. Looks good off the boot for the kid. Comes back. And Sturt, I've got to wait. They kick another. And here they come, the Double Blues. The crowd are up and about. The Silver Spoons have been flicked.
We're lucky, aren't we? How good a game is it? It ebbs and flows.
What a grab.
It is a great grab. This is great footy. You know, where else would you rather be? Adelaide Oval under lights. But what a finish from the young Face Sparks.
Oh, what a kick. 14-5, 89 now.
Keeps it in, and they're asking the question, and now Norwood have got to respond.
Cool as a cucumber, Face Sparks. The youngster just raise a hand in the air. Yeah, I'll do this all day.
No problem. For in his career, the kid just rocked back.
Yeah.
Tell you what, there's time now. They've brought it back. There's definitely time.
So we've gone 16 minutes final term. We're back to a 15-point ball game. Game on. Another shocking bounce.
It's the same umpire.
Oh,
he's confident, isn't he?
Have a look at him down here. They are just feeding it to him.
He's confident from this crowd at Adelaide Oval. Hope you're enjoying the call. SEN SA. Stolen from Sturt. Calhoun slapped it inside 50. Falls to Sutcliffe. Gave it to Daniel Pearce. Swings around to the goal square. Mackenzie did well. Spoiled. Gerloff's there as well for the Redlegs. Umpire will come in and say, give it to me.
They're coming, aren't they, Gowser?
They are, and the crowd are getting into it as well. How good is this?
Great game of footy. Pachulo flew high, third man up. Ball on the ground, comes out to Talia. He just gets it out of the danger area. No one there but Crocker of Sturt. He takes the mark outside 50.
Now they've got no one behind the football at the moment, Norwood, so they're coming out, just kicking straight to the double Blues defenders. So the ball comes back in. Sutcliffe.
Oh! It's
Holy Dooley's paid it.
He paid
He was up in the ground for so long. If you never want to see it, I'm never going to call another one like it. He stayed down, all the riders next to us in the commentary box.
Who is he paid that?
He is an absolute monster, and the umpire has just robbed him. He's spewing his guts up Sutcliffe. He was that high, he's come down. He's probably broken a rib for all we know. But if that's not the Flight Centre high flyer, I don't care it wasn't paid. That wins Gowans hands down, absolutely from the clouds. So Sturt clear. He's still down behind play. Sutcliffe is in a lot of trouble. Norwood wrapped up on a half-forward flank. The crowd are absolutely filthy. The high free kick was paid. Sutcliffe flew a grab. They played a high free kick off the ball. Wait for the replay to come back on the screen. Please show it. Anyway, Balderstone and Reid go at it. Down at half-forward, the crowd getting right involved now. Panos fighting with Colquhoun. Sturt got the numbers. Ball goes over the boundary line for a rest.
That wasn't Joel Wilson umpiring then, was it?
Oh, you would have thought so. Wait for this to come back on the tellies. We need the replay here, surely. Come on, Channel 7, we need it. That was unbelievable. So Balderstone and Reid out on the half-forward again, between centre wing on the commentary side of the ground. They come through. Balderstone tries to push him under. Comes out to Smart. Flicks and finds a player in Johnston. He's got a runner in Stevens. Oh, no, here he goes again. No, he ducks inside. Little bit of a shimmy. Got a player wider in Bampton, I think it is. Bampton, he runs around, gives inside to the player in Don Barry. He runs into an open goal, Don Barry, and the response comes from Norwood. He gives a signal to the hill. The Tins are on ice, and Norwood gets some more breathing space. 16, 14, 1, 10 play. Sturt 14, 5, 89. And you see the turnover from the mark and a free kick one end. Dylan Stevens over to the runners in Don Barry, runs into an open goal. And the scoreboard, thanks to Balfour's Australia's oldest bakery. Gowans, what are we witnessing? What a game of footy.
It is a great, and how's the call? We're lucky we're here, but ebbs and flows, isn't it? And just minute things that can change a game. And Norwood, what can you say? It's just such one. You pay the mark, you don't. They kick a goal. It's been that type of day, hasn't it? It's a good finish, and Barry's been probably their best player for the day.
You'd be dirty if you're a double blue supporter at the moment, but there's still time left in this game for them. It's a 21-point margin. We've gone 19 minutes in the final term.
Where's that replay?
There is still time. The ball hit out to Smart. Was he taken high? Umpire said no. Crocker laid the tackle. Come out the back to Harms. Gave it to Colquhoun. Sammy Colquhoun's been a star today. Inside 50. Here he is again, Sutcliffe. Not that time. Falls to the feet of him.
Oh!
He just moves off. Mackenzie runs into an open goal. And there's no way this game is over.
Great call, boys. That was sensational. Jake Sutcliffe, he's the human highlight reel, isn't he? He's the big fella been flying all day. Look at the jets on this. This is Don Barry-like. Just turns them on. Yeah, unbelievable finish. And Sturt, you can't help but admire them. They will not lay down. This is just courage, ticker. Let's never say die. They're still going to have a crack. 10 minutes to go. They're going to throw the kitchen sink at Norwood.
15 points. Sutcliffe's kicked forward. 16, 14, 1, 10, 15, 5, 95. On the Balfour scoreboard, the Flight Centre have got their money's worth today, I can tell you. So if you're out there from Flight Centre, best in the air, best everywhere. We look forward to you sponsoring the rest of the finals, especially if Jake Sutcliffe's playing. He's been leaping and flying at everything. So back in the centre of the ground, Sutcliffe, he's dog form, on fire. Right. Faye, Sparks and Balderstone. Sparks rides Evans. We'll just go down to the boundary line for Flight Centre, get their money's worth, Merv.
Absolutely. I just counted the amount of steps that Sutcliffe took for that goal. It was right on 15. Can you imagine if the umpire paid running too far for that?
Look, I can tell you, mate, I had my fingers crossed and I wasn't going to say anything because that boy's already big on biased up here.
It was pretty close.
I was had a look on the replay too, but I just we've got to be fair on both sides. So we're still in the centre of the ground. The umpire's decided not to bounce the ball anymore because he's been terrible at it all day. So Balderstone punches wider, good clearance to Smart, sidestepped in, had Barry wider, now to Hamilton, goes wider over to Barry. Barry runs into 50, one bounce, he goes again, it's a carbon copy of before, and misses to the left. Don Barry, I thought it was deja vu, I nearly got my Ouija board out, and went, what's happening? Something got repeated. Don Barry misses and kicks it out on the full.
Well, I lost my money. I thought it was going straight through the middle.
Oh, so did
down
I.
the line.
Oh,
It's all Sturt there. Crocker takes the ball. He's got support from Evans. Mark Evans on the right boot towards the 15-metre line. Hone is there. So is Aidan Riley. Picks it up.
Kick it.
Gives it to Daniel Pearce. Left boot towards goal. It's offline.
He's had 2 of those.
Minor score.
Just for the theatre, wouldn't it? Just for the theatre, you'd love to put that through. Imagine the last 8 minutes. They're still in with a chance. But the thing is, Sturt, they're chasing the game. They're opening themselves up, so they've got to be a bit careful. But still, you'd rather win by a point or go down by 5 goals. They're going to go for it, aren't you?
22 and a half minutes gone, final term. Talia kicks the ball long to Balderstone. Over the top. The space, Barks spoiled. Evans couldn't pick it up. Laid the tackle straight away. I think it's Forster. We might cross down. Takes the flight centre. Murph, what do you got?
I don't know if you heard that booing then while Gowans was talking. It wasn't at him. Poor old Ken Hinkley was on the big screen, and the fans let him know their thoughts on him.
Well, I did see that. Tommy Jonas sitting there, lean it. They're lining up their Port, obviously, the game after this. But if it's as good as Trevor and Treat, now Sackley, he flew again. Ball back in the Sturt forward line. Wrapped up. Huge tackle in there by Mark Evans. He's wrapped up the player. I think Gerloff it was. Geez, it's heated up. I'd love Sturt to kick another one here. I'd love him just to kick another one here. 23 minutes, 30 quarter. Ball comes out, kicked across the goal.
There he is.
Comes inside Sutcliffe on his left boot. He has a snap. Talk about X Factor.
Jeez, he's dangerous, isn't he, Fitzy? But it's probably the easiest shot he's had today. He's just turned it around and kicked it too far on the full,
Out on the full, so a minor score, 15-6. Kicked pretty straight today, Sturt. 96, trail Norwood, 16-14, 110. On the Boutmas scoreboard, Australia's oldest bakery, Boutmas and footy, the perfect match. We're seeing one of the perfect matches tonight here at Adelaide Oval. So Johnston, deep in the pocket, looks to clear to centre wing. Balderstone will be the flyer. But Face Barks jumps up in front of him, can't mark it. Stevens wraps him up. Grigg tries to strip, but the umpire said, give it to me. We'll have a ball up. 24 minutes, 20 gone. A huge amount of goals this quarter, but the ball up. So Sparks and Balderstone. Balderstone tap over the back, set play to Panos. Can't gather. Wrapped up against Kirkwood and Colquhoun in on top with Mitch Grigg. And the umpire will ball it up again.
Well, Face Barks probably should have taken the mark. In the end, it was an uncontested mark that he just fumbled. Here's the pressure here in this last quarter. Ball comes out to Slimming. He's tackled brilliantly by Smart. Brought him to ground, holding the ball.
Oh, here we go.
It was a great tackle by Smart, didn't he? He stayed in the game, but Slimming thought he was out. He did well to actually stop the kick. It's just, geez, it's been a game of inches all day, hasn't it?
So the Norwood play the slow game now. They go short to Johnson. We've gone 25 minutes. Final term, they lead by 14 points on the Balfours scoreboard. Balfours and footy, the perfect match. Don Barry has the ball, and he just kicked it out on the full.
They've all slowed up now, haven't they, Bonds? You have a look, there's no run. They're all the petrol tickets have been spent.
So Slimming will take the relieving free kick. He's still at centre wing, defensive side. Goes long now. Reid was there, went over the back of him. Shetton, handball, releasing Barry was exciting. He's got Smart on the outside. He cuts back on the inside. Right boot is going out of bounds on the full. So 2 in a row. Norwood have given it back to the Double Blues.
They've just lost their forward target. Momentum here. Sutcliffe deep. Sturt can get another one probably in the next, say, minute or so. Gowser, they'll be on here, so they come through the centre of the ground.
They've got to go.
Luke Edmonds, he's gone wide up, across the other side of the ground to find Colquhoun.
There he is.
He had Crocker running for him, he uses him. Reid at centre half forward. Now Sutcliffe, he's deep one out, he's calling for it, he's on the lead. Reid tries to find him. Sutcliffe sliding in, but can't mark. Coming across the front is the player, goes back to Pearce, back to Sutcliffe. He's wrapped up by McKenzie in a great tackle. The crowd yell ball. Umpire says no. They'll have a ball up. And that was the moment Reid just had to hit him.
It was half a foot short, wasn't it?
Certainly was. So the ball up on a 50-metre mark. None, they all pile in. But that was the moment.
That was the moment, yeah.
Sutcliffe on the lead.
Geez, he's got some jets. Just gets, with closing speed, he just gets away, doesn't he?
Certainly does. So another ball up. Balderstone punches way away. Finds Pearce. Wheels around on his left boot. Sutcliffe again. He's at the back in a wrestle. Well spoiled by Talia over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in. 16-14, 1-10. Norwood leads Sturt 15-6, 96 on about the scoreboard. Bowers and Footy, the perfect match. 27 minutes gone. Fourth quarter. Football here on Adelaide's new home of sport. 16-29 SEN SA.
He's going to need a few drinks tonight there, Fitzy.
Absolutely.
Working hard here in the commentary box. As the ball's thrown in. Oh, taken by Gerloff. He was hit hard. Rode the bump.
Get in there.
Comes to Smart. Did well. Fed the handball through. Slimming came the other way. Couldn't take possession. Battersby is in there for Sturt. He can't pick it up either. Just trying to gain possession and win it. Both teams here. And the umpire's going to come in for a stoppage. We're just outside the Sturt 50. Ball thrown up quickly. Petulai over the top, third man up. Kick from Forster. Down into the centre square. Barry's there, but it bounced up to Slimming. He was wrapped up straight away by Brady Dorr. And as the clock ticks away, we've gone 28 minutes.
If you'd said to me at the start of the day, we're going to see 31 goals kicked, we were wondering where the goals are going to come from. It's absolutely rain goals here today. So the tap comes down, Barry to Johnson. Johnson handballs to himself, gets on the left boot. Stevens comes out and flies at it. Grigg can't gather either. Crocker comes across, further over to Colhoun. Back to Crocker, running down the wing. He's got the play coming out in the way of Riley. He can't mark. Face Sparks dropped it 2. Giorgio tapped out to Mackenzie. He said, I don't want to pick that up. I wanted to go to the boundary line so I can have a spell. Sutcliffe's the X factor here. There's 29 minutes about to tick over. They've got to get it deep and into him long. And they need a couple of goals, and they need it quickly.
Josh Hone at the fall of the ball as well.
So the ball in. Reed v Balderstone. Big punch by Balderstone. Comes out to Sumner. Goes inside. Finds Slimming on the left boot. Comes in. People, Sturt players questioning being held. Giorgio. He runs back. Tom Forster. Johnston. Mackenzie. Usual suspects. So Mackenzie comes back and Reed had to sit. Balderstone gave him front on contact to the free kick to Reed. Battersby went to play on advantage but couldn't. So away Reed goes.
29.5 minutes gone. Can't be much time left. Reed thumps it in the Sutcliffe direction. Petulai's there as well. Balderstone got the handball away. Johnson just handballed it straight to Shenton, who ran out of bounds. Tried to give it to a fan. Wasted a little bit more time. Have Norwood done enough? There's a 14-point lead to them on the Balfour scoreboard. And we've got to throw in as the clock ticks away. Crowd is hushed. Ball thrown in. Balderstone at the back. Face Sparks at the front. Went through the legs of Stevens. Calhoun centres the ball to the top of the goal square. Sutcliffe flew. Couldn't take. Aidan Riley came through. Stood up. Fendoff was outstanding. Oh. Hone grabbed it. Wrapped up in a tackle. And the players are dead on their feet, Chris Gowans.
Look, they've given their all, haven't they? We've seen a great contest, and there it is.
And the siren goes. Norwood 16-14, 1-10. They've defeated Sturt 15-6, 96. One of the great finals we've witnessed here on the Balfours, Australia's oldest bakery, Balfours and Footy, the perfect match scoreboard.